Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ride or Dice, your favorite RPG show
was
on the
muted, right?
internet.
That was muted, right?
That was muted. That was muted. Don't worry.
We're the
I
first
said,
to jump off the corpse.
I said like 5 times that we're getting started. I refuse to feel guilty about this.
First rats off the rotten body.
Oh my god.
We should write it down. Write it all the way down.
So, Dakota, what game are we playing today?
You gotta stick with the whale fall.
So for now, we are continuing to play D&D 5e. However, I feel like I speak on behalf of our entire crew here that we are actively watching the whole OGL situation with Wizards of the Coast. Depending on how the situation goes, we are currently looking into switching to another system for our game. What that will look like, I have no idea. So everyone pray that Wizards of the Coast grows a conscience over the next week.
Yeah, that's likely.
Bro.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily going to do it anymore because a lot of people unsubscribed from D&D Beyond.
Tune in next month when we play Hackmaster 2nd Edition.
Yeah, I would like to.
We're gonna
Dakota's
play.
not great for me.
We're gonna play the Fallout role-playing game next.
Ooh, and we have a Mistborn role-playing game.
That's
that
true. We
should
could play
try out
Mistborn.
at some point.
Absolutely.
I'd play that.
Hell yeah. Alrighty.
I feel
Dakota
silly
does
asking
not
what's
speak for me.
Mistborn.
I will be playing D&D 5e by myself every week from now on.
That is just called an imagination.
He's just playing Fallout 4.
He's just thinking in a chair.
He's
Now,
just-
you just roll a random dice. You go, oh fuck yeah!
He's just writing a book, is what he's doing.
But he's not
Can't
writing
relate.
any of it down.
Yeah.
He's doing all of the work for writing a book, but he's not
Yeah.
writing it.
Yeah.
Be like, man, Cam playing D&D by himself. This shit's doing numbers.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Could you imagine turning up for that stream?
I would
Just
watch.
watching someone sit in a chair and roll a dice.
Leah's saying-
intermittently.
Leah's saying we should do a Fallout Mistborn mashup, by the way, in chat.
Ooh.
What's Mistborn?
Those are some very disparate properties.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds impossible.
Interesting.
You're not.
Mel. We just make the Mistrates are actually Deathclaws. And I think
There you
everything
go.
works out from there.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't have any loose threads in the conclusion of that
That's
series
all, yeah, right
whatsoever.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
See, I think it's really the Terminator cross Mistborn.
Mm.
ooh, I'll stay behind that one.
There's a Terminator
Anyway,
role-playing game.
shall we actually play? Shall we actually play our
Probably.
game? So last time our heroes
Only if it's salvation based.
returned back to Othalos after a harrowing journey to the Black Citadel to defeat a lich which had been tormenting them since the moment of their first arrival in the Forbidden Lands. While they were back in town resting and recuperating from this adventure, some revelations were made about No's history, the person that he used to be, and the forces that have been working against him since he awoke. With all of that hopefully resolved for the moment, our party set their sights to the north, to the empty dunes, where they have a meeting with an ancient blue dragon, which has demanded their audience in recompensation for the death of its kin. So,
Oops.
with that,
Supposed to know that dragon had a mom.
with
All
that,
I'm saying.
with that, we're gonna go ahead and dive right back into things. So, no, you've finally gotten a good night's sleep. I believe it is now the dawn of the 5th day. After you guys have rested, you're not currently setting out.
Termina is destroyed.
It's so true.
Termina's been gone for 2 days. Little Majora's Mask joke for chat.
Mm.
I got it.
I got it as well.
I did not.
Me either. Sounds like we're pretty 50-50, gang.
So
Sounds like we cover all of our bases.
A well-rounded party. Good game. See you next week.
after you guys have taken your long rest, you can knock off one more point of exhaustion for yourself.
I'm now at 2.
There you go.
Ooh.
Cool. Is there anything that anybody would like to do while you're still in town?
Yeah.
Don't have time to make the general store, huh?
You could try.
I would
Our
like to
powers
check.
combined.
I would like to check on the project. I think it's probably unlikely that a sword has been forged in like a day. I don't really know much about forging swords, but I would like to check on my other project, on my 2 commissions. So I guess I'll stop by the forge anyway. But primarily, I want to see if Artie is has completed my commission.
She better got it made. What else she doing? There's no one else in town. There's no other shops.
He said it seemed rather straightforward, so I'm hoping that means he could do it quickly.
We need. I put a work orders tab in our capital stuff so I can keep track of all of the different commissions that you guys have been putting on our merchants. Which commissions were you talking about, Garm?
The wrist crank crossbow,
Right.
and I'll see what I'll stop by the forge and see if Pizzazz has made a new sword.
Zaz is the best.
Zaz is pretty
I
great.
assume the forge is pretty close. The forge is pretty close, I think. So
Yeah, I'm also spending most of my spare
Yeah.
time at the forge because I was watching the process, so I wanted to kind of figure it out.
Cool. The sword that you commissioned using the white shards, right?
yes,
Okay, great.
and silver.
And silver.
Yes.
Thank you.
More an attempt to like give it like the silvered effect, but it's also probably magic anyway, so it's probably not necessary. So primarily just probably aesthetic, really.
Both are still in progress.
Sense.
Pizzazz needs more time to work with the shards to figure out how they can be used, and Artie is making the delicate mechanisms needed to make the crossbow.
Sounds like both of them are lollygagging.
Well, you gave him the commission that afternoon.
Just
Oh,
lollygagging.
what else is there to fucking do in town, Dakota? We haven't built shit.
Farm, I
There's
guess.
been a few necromancer threats.
Should we perchance check on Luciana before we leave again? Maybe. I'll
Sword at the ball.
Yeah, I'll go see what the soldiers are up to. How's the camp looking? What's going on? What's their like relative? What are they doing?
It looks like they seem to have settled into like more of a routine. They don't look relaxed by any means. It still does look like pretty much a war camp. But they've set up all of their fortifications. They appear to have established regular patrols. They've found like a system that seems to work for everybody. It seems like they've mostly dug in at this point.
Did we ever get them to finish the wall that was not built? I think we had told Luciana that it was part of the city's defenses, and she didn't want to commit them, but we had asked her to help.
That wall is finished now.
Okay, cool.
Not from the soldiers, but mostly from Garm.
Gotcha.
We did
Okay.
that.
Oh, that's right. You'd cast that spell.
Yeah.
All right.
Did the soldiers then move on and make the general store, or?
I think the only reasons we were able to.
They're like, where am I supposed to get a fucking drink here?
I was just telling Keaton, it's like an Animal Crossing when you have like a bridge being built and like Patchy donates like 100 bells, but it's like 50,000 bells for this bridge to be put. So you really do all the work.
Yep.
Thanks. Thanks,
Mhm.
Patchy.
This is our Animal Crossing village.
Patchy's like, I'll give you $1.
So cool, Luciana. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, Hope isn't gonna do anything until we build him his shop.
He's old.
He's helped.
Oh,
He's wealthy.
Fairness, you drew some plans. Thanks. We had them, but thanks.
The thing
Yeah.
is, though, I play a lot of Animal Crossing, so it's like, I guess this is fine.
They know what works.
I guess I like this.
Can we time travel in D&D, or is that just an Animal Crossing thing?
I think that was just a DS thing.
You can
Not
do
a
it on
DM
Switch.
thing.
No.
Yeah, you can do it
I
on the
don't
Switch.
think we're in a situation
Oh,
where
nice.
we want to time travel too much.
Well, I want to time travel to the next Christmas festival that we're gonna have, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
I would just like to say with
It'll
the
be
time
fun.
travel stuff, I'm all on board with this game turning into Chrono Trigger. I'm just saying.
We ruin history.
I will make
None
either
of us
frog
would.
or
Can't
maggot.
wait.
All right.
What remaining like defensive fortifications need to be built for the town? Because we got all the walls, we got the watchtowers. Did we get the
That's-
watchtowers?
Yes. That's it as far as immediate defensive fortifications that were proposed by Eamon. Other than that, it's up to you guys, really.
I feel like I don't know. We don't really have time to build anything. I don't think they would listen to us asking them to build anything that's not strictly like a defensive fortification either. So, all right, I'm making a mental note just to complete the tavern whenever we come back because that would probably be good to have for them to spend some money in and not be so rowdy all the time.
Sure.
The temple is also close to being done.
Yeah, both of those good distractions for
Those
soldiers.
I should say, those are the only two with progress.
Well, there's also the tavern.
Yes, the tavern and the
Red-
temple.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Reginald.
Yes.
Are the general foot soldiers of the Mournbringer clan as stringent about their beliefs as, say, you or Luciana?
No. The oath that we take is strictly a family thing. The foot soldiers, while related to us, wouldn't necessarily have the same devotion to our cause. More conscripts in what's going on, as far as I understand. Some of maybe the higher ups or the generals may have potentially taken something akin to it, but as far as I'm aware, it's pretty closely not guarded. But
So it might not necessarily be worth the time to perhaps erect some sort of shrine to whatever belief, god, or whatever it is you follow.
no, probably not worth it for the soldiers. Not to mention, I don't think the image of a god of conquest is a great thing to put almost anywhere. I did have an idea though, potentially where I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to get them to reconsider some of the teachings of the army through some other. I don't know. I've heard like Saren's talking about Seneca and like some of the things they believe in, and we've had some other people throw some religious ideals around. I don't know. Maybe there's a way that we can steer their beliefs a little bit different.
What if we make a Church of Ragnar?
I'm not entirely certain I'm very comfortable with trying to convert people in that fashion, but
It's
Sticking
more.
to Seneca, so like I'll betray whatever god we make up for this. Yeah.
It was more. You aptly noted that the order my family follows is akin to a religion of sorts. And while the foot soldiers don't necessarily follow that religion, they do ascribe to certain beliefs, and those beliefs lead to certain ways that they act, either in combat or out of it. And perhaps if I was able to show them some other belief systems that we have representatives of here in camp, not convert them, but just expand what they think.
you want like sort of like a I'm trying to think of this word that it's really in Noel it's like a saint, something like that.
A
Like
saint
sort
would
of
be-
an idyllic figure.
Potentially, I think that might be putting a little bit too much pressure on an actual person in real life. I was thinking possibly an existing deity of sorts might be easier to get them to ascribe to some of them.
Oh, oh, I was thinking you were talking more about that's like Dane. I've heard you say before.
I had thoughts of Dane. My only issue, so I know of Dane through the dwarves back in Gachette, and their forging beliefs and the things that they would say while we were conversing about the forge. But dwarves are famously, they don't speak very flowery, and religion needs a lot of visual speaking to understand exactly what's going on and what the stories are, and dwarves don't do a great job of explaining that. This is all to say, I know the name and I know the gist, but I don't know almost anything about what
Hmm.
it
Oh,
teaches.
sure.
So I sort of make it up as I go, is kind of the thing that I'm saying.
Well,
Noah's
perhaps
gonna
we'll.
Noah's gonna slide in with a blanket wrapped around him, like still half sleeping, and scoot up to Saren and be like, "What are they talking about?"
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
just sitting here too. Honestly, I was thinking about Setica and like maybe we just have everyone pray to Setica, just kind of uniform. I think that might make it simpler. Might make it easier for everyone if we all just converted to
We'll just convert
that.
to Senecaism.
A
Mhm.
suggestion, which is just
Yeah.
straight conversion.
Just want to, be in the running there. I think that would win me a lot of points, personally.
That's fair.
Particularly
That's totally fair. In the same line of thinking, though, like if we went with Dane, do you think I'd earn a lot of points with Dane?
But Dane doesn't seem like he's very mad at you, and my
Right.
goddess is pretty angry at me.
Sure. So, do we
stuff.
want to pledge souls to a god that's angry with you, the only person who's actually spoken to them?
Yes.
If that's
Yeah,
if
okay.
that's the if
Yeah.
that's the working hypothesis, I mean, I wouldn't mind a few followers then if it's gonna help get the big man down below off my back a little bit.
Sure. Okay, this wasn't
Hello?
supposed to be like a grab as many as you need kind of thing. It was more of a round table for ideas. We can discuss it more later.
Mhm.
Well, Reggie, welcome to organized religion.
I don't think organized belongs anywhere near this conversation.
All the satanic panic moms are like, see?
This is why. This is why.
We just lost all of our
no.
female 45 to 65 viewers.
The Karen
Yay.
block.
Viewers just
Okay,
left.
we joke, but that's like half of our viewership because I know that that's my mom and Keaton's mom.
I guess I would make a joke about our mom not watching, but she doesn't know what Twitch is.
No,
Oh, but I love your guys' mom.
She's great.
she's so
It's great.
nice. Anyway,
Anyway,
Let's get her in here.
we should have her as a guest star on one of these sessions.
yeah, that would go fantastically.
That's gonna go great.
I think it would go really well.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt the discussion.
Did I see Luciana at any time during this conversation? Is she also wandering around somewhere?
In her house.
In the camp,
She's around. She's just watching us, like drinking coffee, and she's like,
you haven't
assume
seen
we're
her.
not-
You would imagine she's probably in her command tent.
Okay. I had assumed we're not like in the camp, by the way.
No.
We're like at the manor, like overlooking where the camp is.
I would
Not
imagine.
just around the soldiers talking about converting them to different religions in front of their faces.
No.
that'd be pretty
No,
funny.
but we do have the window open, and we are speaking loudly.
Yeah, we have cast thaumaturgy so that it's booming across the open space.
Some of
We
the
are
farmers
going
who,
to convert you.
the farmers below who
Convert.
worship the Dusk Father are all like, "What the fuck is going on up there?"
Oh, come on. I just started praying a year ago.
Just figured it out.
Can't have shit in Athalas.
That's accurate. You can't. There's 5 psychopaths telling you to do something different every
Yep.
single day.
They start
They
talking
made us
about
build them a bar. They're gonna convert us to their religion.
They live in the big house on the hill.
The farmers start talking about Dismas, and the orc guests start getting really pissed off, and they won't explain why.
Oh.
Okay, before we leave, because I know we still have to leave, I want to talk to Curtis, and I want to talk to Luciana, just to make sure no one's gonna beat each other up while we're gone for any reason.
Cool. Who are you heading to first, Curtis or Luciana?
Curtis.
Cool. Curtis, you find on the docks, it looks like them and the sailors of the Sea Spear have set up a kind of like bunkhouse along the edges of the docks.
Like, you haven't built us our own residence, you fucks.
Howdy, Curtis. How's it going?
Hello there.
Hmm.
Haven't seen
I'm
you in
glad
a
we-
while.
Yeah, it's been like a week or so. It's been a minute. I was just coming to check in. How are things going?
Oh, good so far, I think.
Ooh. Any issues with the soldiers? Anything going on in town? What's happening?
Nah, all's been quiet since you left to take on that lich. Everything's been good.
All right. Well, shit. I thought there might be like a problem or something, but I guess this is easier than we expected. City managers are bitches. I've always suspected it.
Although that is something that we maybe should keep an eye on. I don't have any huge concerns, but Eamon was never really intended to be the mayor or governor of this town or region or anything like that. He's an administrator. He's a bureaucrat, is what I'm saying. At some point, we'll probably want to have the people elect their own sort of representative. Just be careful
Sure.
that he doesn't get too big in his britches, if you know what I mean.
The Election Day Massacre by Ryder Dice.
Maybe we can prevent that by establishing some kind of like religious government where the religion's in charge.
Curtis looks at you as you say that and says,
I'm just kidding.
"That
We've
is the
been
most
having-
terrifying thing you've said." And you've said a lot of really terrifying things since you've arrived.
Oh, I'm just
You
kidding.
don't hear her when she's on the road.
Oh yeah.
Look.
Outside the walls of town, we've had full advocacy for genocide. I don't know, man. It's
Excuse me?
We're all joking.
nothing.
Everyone's so funny.
What have I missed?
All right. I honestly didn't realize we had a mayor. I'm gonna be real. I thought we were kind of de facto in charge. It's kind of weird to
We're
hear that
the
there's been
mayors.
an administrator this whole time because they haven't really done anything. But
Well, I mean,
all right.
Co-mayors.
Well, he's been telling the farmers where to farm. He's been telling which houses to be built first. He's been telling them who's going to go to the quarry. And you're kind of, you've had a hand in making bigger picture decisions, but you haven't really run the town.
Okay, no, that's fair. I get it. I would like to say farmers don't usually need to be told where to farm. It's just the
They
dirt.
usually figure it out.
Yeah, they get that.
Yeah, typically, but typically there isn't also a druid that's going to hunt you down if you cut down some of the trees.
Oh, that's true though.
We
That's
told
that's
him.
fair.
We told y'all where her territory is, so surely we
Y'all.
told the farmers where to farm
Out.
just through him.
But you didn't, did you?
Y'all.
Reggie's dialect is coming out.
Reggie's figuring out how
He slipped. It's the Ford slip. It's the reverse Ford.
It's
Reverse forward.
it's the cassette coming out really
The
quick.
reverse Ford.
Oh, the reverse cachet. It's the dwarven accent. They're all Texan.
Yep.
Tritons are
But-
all French.
Theoretically.
Dwarves are all Texans.
Leah makes
Tritons-
a good point. Have we looked for anyone in the town named Bran?
No. Please, God, no.
Who could tell a better story?
Excellent point. We'll have a storytelling contest. I'll decide.
I
What a
think-
talent show!
I think Squirt should
He
be
will
in charge.
there.
I cast Detect
Oh,
Brain.
the last next top model.
Alright,
Or what's like American Idol? Othello's Idol.
American Idol.
Othelothian idol.
Othelothian.
The Athalas factor.
Waffle waffle waffle. Anyway, so okay, fair point. We need a mayor at some point. We'll take that down as an
Well,
action item.
strictly speaking, we don't need a mayor. They need a mayor.
Okay, sure. We need to help implement a system by which they can choose their own mayor.
Cool. I'm sure that's important.
Pikachu.
But dragon.
Right, yes, that first. Yeah, sorry, Curtis, we do have a dragon to deal with, and then
Yeah.
we'll come back and we'll help with the mayor stuff. Yeah,
I'm sorry?
I know. Yeah, hopefully
be
we won't
fine.
have to know anything other than that, but we're gonna go
Big
deal with it.
lizard with wings.
I'm familiar with
Yeah.
what to Okay, alright. Well, I'm gonna trust you guys to handle that one.
I'm pretty sure because it's a
It will
blue
be
dragon, right?
fine.
It's a what?
Yeah, so
It's a
evil.
blue dragon? I'm pretty sure they're amphibians, not lizards.
So am I, but that doesn't mean anything.
It was more of a point of order than anything.
Reginald, we've been over this. Not everything with scales is a dragon or dragonborn.
That's true, and there's stuff
But
like
the giant
water
thing with
monitors.
wings was definitely a dragon, right?
Yes,
But
yes,
there are
that is
lots
true.
of reptiles that live a lot of their life in water, like the water monitor. It's gonna go through the water it can be a lizard and somewhat amphibious. It's just gonna be technically a reptile.
Is this Saren or Cat?
Yes.
This is
The
the
lack
voice
of-
of
It wasn't
That
with the
is an
French
inclusive
accent,
and
so it must
or.
have been Cat. Alright.
Okay.
What's them on the tail?
All right. Thanks, Curtis. We appreciate it. Let's go talk to Luciana, and then we'll do what we meant to do this morning.
Awesome. You head over to the war camp again, and find Luciana in her command tent. She looks like she's looking over like a map of the region. Reggie,
Makes sense.
thank you for your scout's aid in assisting us with our own endeavors. This map has proven very useful for establishing patrols and noting where to go.
No problem. Do we, looking at her map, is it like the full expanse of what we also see on our
Yes.
world map right now? Okay, gotcha. Can I take a quick mental note of like anywhere she's drawn out patrol paths and like where generally the influence is going to spread to? I
Cool.
want to see like how wide the troops are basically going.
Right now, they're only scouting like the majority of the jungle.
Okay.
She has noted, and actually, I'll point it out on your guys' map. Some of her scouts have noted that there's some kind of structure just beyond the fork of this river to the north of Athalas.
Motherfucker.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Okay. Out of curiosity, have you had any run-ins with Juniper or Druid?
No, we haven't.
Interesting. All right. Well,
Right.
you've mentioned where her territory is, so just be sure to avoid that, I suppose, if you can. This structure, what was it? Was it abandoned? Was it actively guarded?
There was some kind of tower. It seemed magical in nature. We had noticed my scouts noticed some sort of magical trap or something. Kept one of them suspended in the air for over an hour.
Damn.
Sounds like a bully.
Yes.
Sounds
We
like
hadn't
your
noticed
scouts were
anything
pretty dumb.
leaving or entering the structure. In fact, couldn't find any door necessarily whatsoever.
Interesting.
Your scouts can't find doors?
Not for this one.
Interesting.
Stone.
Could it perhaps be underground?
Of course, yeah. Either that or the person whoever owned this tower was able to fly.
Kind of like do like little joint elbows to Reggie and no. Tunneling.
I mean, we can fly though, right? We could go on top.
Why
Oh,
would we
sorry.
do that when we can go underneath?
Because I'm the one who ends up 6 inches deep in a fucking tunnel with my sword buried in a rock.
It sounds like
I thought you enjoyed
have
it.
4 people behind you covering your back then.
All right. Maybe. We'll check it out, all right? I'm not guaranteeing a tunnel. But
Speaking of breaking into things, never mind.
Maybe okay.
Maybe it's the lost
okay.
library of Alexandria. Maybe that's where it
That'd
was.
be excellent.
What
That
if
would
it's
be
that
pretty
library
cool.
from Avatar? It's like sinking into the
Oh
sand.
yeah, I was just.
I
yeah.
always assumed those were the same libraries.
Yeah, that's it. Actually, that's the library of
Fair point.
Alexandria, famously guarded by a giant owl.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll
Always
ask Luciana.
Why is it always owls?
They're wise.
Why
Alright.
did it have to be
I like
owls?
We'll check it out. We have an errand to run. I don't know. We
It's big and
decided.
cool. You wouldn't be interested.
Well, it's more. Okay, I'm gonna say this out of character. We can't really have a conversation without her hearing it, can we? Because we're already right here. Whatever. We had a bit of a run-in with a dragon, and there seems to be another one that wanted to talk to us. So we're gonna go have that conversation, see what's happening there, and then we'll come back and we'll check out the structure on our way back.
It'll probably be fun.
Okay.
It's will.
You're gonna handle it?
Yeah, it was fine. It was like honestly, it's chill. It's totally cool. Like we were honestly really close to being friends last time we talked. They just they had something they needed to do first, and then we couldn't catch up. So they said this whole meet us in 7 days thing, and then it was So we're gonna go there now.
Cyril knows he can't hide hit the bullshit face. So he's as the more Reggie's talking and going on to this nonsense, he's slowly lifting his face mask. Because he knows he won't be able to hide his expression. Just
His eyebrows going nut.
Well, I will leave that to you then. Know where to find me and my men if you need any assistance.
Out of curiosity, have there been any issues in town? Any conflicts that you've been running into? Anything like that?
No, but I did want to run something by you. Some of the townsfolk have been approaching my men while on patrol, asking if we would train some of them in rudimentary combat. I didn't want to overstep on anyone's toes, but I'd like to start having some of the townsfolk enroll in basic militia training.
I can't think of a reason why not, especially when you leave with the majority of the soldiers. We're expected to form our own guard out of the townsfolk, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea then.
All right. Well, by your leave, we'll start having that done by week's end.
Awesome. Thank you, Luciana. I suppose we'll be back in a few days.
when we peel off, we don't have that gate near the Black Tower opened yet, right?
You do.
Oh,
We
we
do.
do. So it just occurred to me. I still have that key that unlocked that large vault where the Lich was held. The more this settlement grows, or whatever we're going to call this, I imagine, mayors aside, that this is going to eventually get more oversight from the trading company. They're going to, and I have no intention on having a tighter leash from them. So, I propose that when we are feeling that this place is relatively more safe, perhaps, and also so we'll have a base that we can stretch out a little further, depending on which direction we want to go. What if we established our base at the Citadel once we clear it out, and use where the Lich was trapped as a vault?
Where the Lich was trapped, referring to the chamber on the roof?
Where? No,
One we
that
ran into.
The one
The
like a
one we
mile
tunneled
away.
into?
No, the one like a mile to the east of.
yeah, mile to the east of that place
Oh.
that the key was attracted to.
Yes. Do you think we can check it out if we're able to seal it again? I think that's a great idea.
It's just
But once you add-
I have no interest in having a home that is under that is under their auspices.
I agree.
Did we ever find the jewel of the forest or whatever that weird misty woman was?
I don't think I don't think it was a physical jewel. I think it was a power that she gave to the lich. I think it was more of a like, I gave him the gift of fucking necromancy or whatever, not like a physical object.
Yeah, but did we ever find out what that was, or?
I think it was just his power that he had.
She spoke of some vague power that the Lich had found, but he did not use, or at least use much, and that's why she sort of trusted him to be its guardian. But I think with his destruction, whatever that was, we would either have to locate ourselves because it was not made apparent to us. So I don't think so.
But if it's true that there's something there that is worth finding, then I would like it. It might be best that our home is there.
She also speaks about it like people are gonna come for it. You know, like they're either drawn to it or they know that something's there. I don't know.
I think she said once they discover it, they won't stop coming for it.
Mm. Maybe it was the friends that she made along the way.
There you go.
Our friendship.
I have trouble believing she had any friends.
She had other ghost friends in the mist.
If I die,
she made them herself.
Yeah.
Let me just be clear. If I die, I have no intention of making ghost friends on this plane.
Are you going to keep your alive friends? 'Cause
Ariel.
that's kind of weird too.
What
Hate ghosts.
the hell?
So there is a non-0% chance that the ghosts I'll run into are people I've helped bring down with you crazy bastards, and I don't want that awkward conversation.
All right. Fair enough, I suppose.
What happens? What do you think happens if you are a ghost and you get killed again?
Double death.
Are you a
Double
double ghost?
Double
Some-
ghost for sure.
Uh,
Thank you going to ghost hell.
some stories say that your spirit's drawn to wherever your magical connection is closest.
You don't want to be.
Oh shit, we were joking. My bad.
Just a little bit. All right. We're good to go. Yeah, we can leave. We can head out. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Luciana. We'll see you in a couple days. Bye.
Keaton's losing his shit. I can hear it through the walls.
I think I just put my hand under his shoulder. I'd be ghost friends with you.
Thank you.
I don't plan on being a ghost. I'm just gonna pass. I don't want to deal with the whole. I already had one life. I don't need an afterlife too.
Yeah, but like,
Let's please not get into this one.
say you're not given a choice. You know.
Then I would kill whoever's forcing me to become a ghost.
But would you?
It
Would
shouldn't
you
be
make
go.
friends before? I assume that we're like going.
Yeah, I assume we're walking and like getting the
Sure.
mounts as we're having this conversation.
Cool.
I am also gonna grab another cup of coffee. I will be right back.
Cool. You guys, you grab your mounts and begin heading out of the town. I'm assuming heading towards the rune gate nearby the Temple of Kishara. Cool. You head that way. Is there anything that anybody would like to do before heading through that portal back to the Empty Dunes?
I got my sword back, right?
Yes.
Okay. Like, did somebody just leave it?
No.
We didn't leave it with the. We
Sleeping
just
form.
showed it to.
Yes.
To
Pizzazz took
Pizzazz
like
to
a
see,
sketch
like,
of it, like a
if it
reference
finds
sketch.
Pizza.
I know that it was just used as a reference and not left with her, but I was like, did somebody give it back, or do they just have it sitting in their inventory right now?
I don't think anybody intentionally gave it back, but I'm pretty sure it was intended to be given back to you.
Give it back right now.
Garm like throws it out of his backpack towards you.
Fine, you want it back?
Cool. So
Sorry, I took your sword.
you head through the rune gate, into that world between worlds,
Nice.
and back through the other doorway towards the empty dunes. Um,
Like this world between worlds is kind of like our loading screen. Fast forwarding.
Yeah, it's like
It
Assassin's
absolutely
Creed
is.
whenever you're just running for like miles.
yeah, exactly. Before you exit the doorway, you can see that there is something going on the other side of the rune gate. Nothing, no immediate cause of this has been seen, but you can see that pieces of like sand and dirt and bits of small rock are like flying across the sands nearby the gate. It's evident that there's some kind of big storm somewhere on the other side of this gateway.
Maybe we should wait it out here if it's a naturally occurring storm.
One of us
Uh,
should probably check.
Yeah, I'll poke my head out and see if I can spot whether this is a seemingly naturally occurring storm, or if I can see, that there's, maybe a big ass dragon flying around kicking up a bunch of shit.
Sure.
I will keep a firm grasp on the back of his tunic with one of my hands.
Give me a perception check, Garm.
Does
I will keep
Garm look?
I will
Is
keep a firm
Garm-
grasp on Reggie, keeping a grasp on Go.
Does Garm look like a dog sticking his head out the window at the car?
His little tongues hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
14.
14, awesome. It doesn't take much to pick out where this is coming from. Over the ruined town to the north, you see a massive cyclone of dust and sand has eclipsed this entire town. And the effects of it are still being felt all the way over here.
Is it tornado?
Lawrence of Arabia here.
It's a dragon.
Oh. Why?
Well, at
What
least
did
we know
do?
she's around.
Well, assumably it's a dragon. I mean, there's a big cyclone all around the town, and assuming that our theory is correct and that's what she was speaking of, I assume that that's her.
Okay.
Didn't she tell us that her nickname was like Storm of something?
Oh yes, it
The
was.
Desert Storm.
Oh, yeah, the desert storm.
Oh,
God
Desert
damn it!
Storm.
Yeah. How far from the gate? How far is the town where the cyclone is happening?
It's probably 20 to 30 miles or so. About a day's travel.
And we can see it?
Yep.
Damn.
We're not having this discussion again. We're not doing this.
No, I wasn't complaining.
No.
Commence Operation Stop Desert Storm.
I wasn't complaining. I wasn't
Hang
complaining,
on.
Dakota. I was trying to be in
Hang
awe
on.
of the description. Damn.
Is this dragon hiding oil?
No, the dragon
like
has
really
weapons.
dragons.
That's
Some
destruction.
freedom.
We've been over this. We have quantifiable intelligence that says
If you-
she has weapons of mass destruction. Okay.
If you kill a dragon, is it a situation like a whale fall where the dragon's corpse creates its own little ecosystem within it? Because it's so big and powerful?
Probably.
And we
Probably.
can harvest that for oil?
That's kind of neat.
Da, 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 da. We are not colonizers.
This was not the capitalism in D&D I was expecting to be talking about today.
To be fair, we already did the other one. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
We did that one off stream.
And we did that one on screen as well.
Yeah, but it was mainly off
we
stream.
never stopped.
The funnier parts were off stream.
So
That's
do we
true.
wait? So are we waiting here or are we going into the storm?
And
I
now
don't
you
think
can
the
join
storm's
our
gonna stop.
Patreon if you want to see us
Into
off
the-
stream.
I don't think the storm's gonna stop. I think we're just gonna have to go into it. Like,
Sorry, DM, you said it was 20 to 30 miles out?
That's what your estimate was when you saw this town, somewhere in that range. With your mounts, though,
Travel
you know
speed
that
again?
with mounts, in the dunes, you can make it about 36 miles in a day. So it's within a day's travel.
And we have 3 more days before the set meeting time?
She told you to meet her in a week.
Where's the thing?
This is the 5th day, so technically, if you're making it
Right.
under a week, you'd have to do it in the next 3 days, including today.
Dragon weeks are historically shorter than human weeks.
Well, I think that we should probably rest in here for a time. Let No regain all of his strength as much as he can before we march out to fight a dragon.
Sure, makes sense.
Hopefully to not fight a dragon. Hopefully we can come to some sort of peaceable agreement. I mean, that's the idea, I hope. But
Do we
I don't
have?
want to leave our friend greatly disadvantaged and a very dangerous position.
So,
No, it's
so
fair.
if the plan is we're not going today, and we're already here in our little nexus place, we can still get something out of today. How about we take the one near the Citadel and see if the key still works? That way, we don't just stand here doing nothing for a whole day.
We can do that. All right, change of plans, DM.
Okay? Let's
We're
hear
going
it.
to the vault.
All right. Cool. You guys see the storm, have a quick huddle, and immediately backtrack towards the Black Citadel instead.
Bye.
We got time.
Awesome. You head out of the rune gate, instead leading towards the Black Citadel. And there's
Nah.
still kind of that, like, menacing fog that permeates through this forest.
We can see if the spirit's still about. And be like, hey, we wrecked your boy.
Cool. You guys want to head down towards the vault?
Yes.
It's only been a few days since you were here last. Not much has changed. There's still, like, a really sense of uneasy and eerie silence to this forest. No living creatures have returned here. No insects, no birds, no beetles, no small mammals. Just this fog which permeates through every corner of this forest, and a slight wind that rustles the leaves. Within a few hours, you make your way down towards the citadel itself, and then allow yourself to follow the path out of the city and towards the vault. You find it, the door still wide open, and not a sound from inside.
Are we able to close it?
You are. And
I'm going to see if the key will lock it.
And with the key, you're able to lock it, and you begin to feel that magnetic pull towards it again.
Hey.
Hey, yo.
We got a vault.
Cool.
Like, it's going to be kind of hard for the trading company to get their cut out of that.
I'm going to. Will you unlock it for me real quick? And I'll.
To keep our own lich in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop the Warhammer of Dane that I carry around as my spare weapon, I guess, and I'm gonna put it inside the vault. And I'm like, oh, we'll check on this on the way back to see
Our first deposit.
what happens.
Has anything happened in the town itself in absence of the lich? Like in the keep where the citadel is?
Not that you've seen.
That's gonna be a massive cleaning task if we do encourage anyone to move here.
Yeah, I think we need to take care of this death and fog and who's the what's-its before we try and move in anywhere near here.
Yeah.
I mean, the vault is. I mean, it might honestly do us better instead of having like a whole base of operations here with a lot of other people. This could just be our vault because it seems like the forest is preventing or discouraging other people from coming nearby.
True. Just out of curiosity, we're going to be resting anyway. I'm going to go ahead and spend a spell slot to use Primeval Awareness and see if I can detect any undead in the air within a mile.
You do not detect the presence of any undead.
Well, Well, our spirit friend's not close by.
Oh, I'll go into the vault and I'll. Did we wave the wand of secrets in there?
I don't
don't
think
think
you
we
had any
did.
charges left.
Okay. Well, I will go expend a charge of the wand of secrets inside the vault itself.
You do not find any secrets inside the vault.
Damn. Well,
Now
whatever.
we're out of waves again.
I don't know how many I actually. I think it's like a
By
D4.
this point, you've recovered all of them. It's been enough days that all of the charges have come back.
Nice.
Playing really fast and loose with these wand charges. I'm just saying, Dakota.
It's
That's
a
crazy.
D4 plus 1 every day, and it only holds like 4 charges max.
Yeah, but you know,
You roll a 3 or a 4 and you're back to full every
these
day.
things matter. Okay.
If you roll a 4, that should be like the wand limit break.
Yeah.
Hit
You
snaps and
reveal
happens.
all hidden doors everywhere.
Omni wave.
Hidden
well-
spells no longer work.
Well, this proved your theory. Proved your theory. Said that very strangely. And it seems a good idea. I think I'm ready to get out of this forest, though. It really gives me the creeps.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That works.
Before we leave, Garm, there's plenty of material if you're wanting to make some reinforcements for the fight.
While normally my beliefs and those of McKinn would coincide with that idea, it did clearly make some of you uncomfortable when I utilized that, and I am not looking to strain our relationship in any way. So, necromantic magics are I'm going to try and keep off the table as much as I can.
I mean, just for transparency's sake, I mean the undead stuff is kind of creepy, but I'm not gonna tell you, what to do with your magic. Just if anything happens to me, don't turn me into a skeleton. That's all I
Oh
ask.
no, no. I understand that it is. Again, it is just a belief of my clan that use every bit of the bison. I think is a saying that's been said. Well, we go to the extreme in a lot of cases, and we have brought back skeletons and such as undead to do labor for a short while.
Well, trust me, I'm very aware of you using whatever you find and as much as you can. My wife was a Nephronite. It is. I'll tell you about it later. Just yeah, I get it.
Um, well, no, I'm not looking for more material at this moment. But I'll keep that in mind should it become necessary.
Do we want to look around a bit and see if there's anything that we missed? I mean, we have the whole day.
I am in no particular rush to go re-explore the area. I mean, we could go look through the actual Black Citadel itself, but I don't think that we missed any of the rooms or anything.
Have we used the Wand of Secrets in the Nexus itself?
It's not really walls or anything. I kind of more picture it as like the different bridges going everywhere, and then just kind of white ether all around us. Except
Yeah,
that
but just
That's correct.
I mean, I'm just saying, nothing ventured.
Sure, no, we absolutely can. We'll use it on the way back. I'll keep one of the charges available.
I want to say we have though.
Probably.
I waved it.
We're pretty good about.
Think so.
We'd be waving it all over the place, honestly.
Did it after the hooded devil man was there.
The hooded
You're
devil.
like, wait, is there something
we
else
could do it
here?
again. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
I know we waved it in the room with the statue.
Call him his name, Keaton. Zemnis.
I like that one.
I like it. Okay. So, what do you guys want to do for the rest of the day? It's probably close
Juggle.
to 2, 3 p.m. at this point.
It's a lot earlier than I thought it was. You may as well go back to town.
Let's go have a shopping episode.
We
Well,
can't. There's no stores.
So we can try to strategize a little.
Yeah, what are we gonna do about this dragon?
I
Well,
mean,
I've been thinking. You know, Reggie, you have a shield, right?
Yeah.
And Saren, you have a shield now, right?
no.
The magic shield.
The animated shield. Did I end up with that?
I thought so.
That's so.
Did yes,
Okay.
I do. And hold on. I'm writing
thinking-
something down, but it's not related to this.
I'm thinking maybe to counteract Operation Desert Storm, we do our own Operation Desert Shield.
Right. So we can see the chunks of stone that are being flung around from about 40 miles away, right?
Yes, but they're not like big chunks of stone. They're like small pebbles.
By definition,
Like
if I
going-
can see it from 40 miles away, it's not a pebble. That's not
It's
No,
like going Super Saiyan 2.
It's like
and
seeing
all
a
the static
tornado.
electricity has lifted all the little rocks into the air.
You're essentially looking at a tornado from however far away it is. The immediate small pebbles that you can see are the things that are flying directly in the face of the actual rune gate.
Oh.
You can't make out any like huge chunks of land or houses or cows floating
Okay.
around this site.
Never mind. I was gonna say I appreciate the optimism, but I don't think I can take a house-sized chunk of rock to my shield and protect everyone behind me as well. But that's fine. Desert shield may work.
It's like how you could see a dust devil. You don't see
Yeah.
any like dust or rocks in particular. You see the group of them.
I thought we were seeing like a. You ever seen that Minecraft tornado mod where it picks up all the
Yeah.
blocks and
No, you
like
can't
that,
see that.
and we just saw like blocks floating around?
No,
All right.
God, what a mod that was.
that was a good one.
I have honestly, if
I'm gonna play Tekken again this year. I know it. That's in my 2023 bingo card.
You know what? I tried to download it. It's not that great.
I know,
It was not fun.
but it's
That's why
on
you
my.
gotta play like Feed the Beast or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
the new ones. Anyway.
Feed
Are
the
we-
Beast. The stream sponsored by Feed the Beast.
Yeah.
Such an overlap in content.
Yep. I've always believed that the Venn diagram of
Sponsored
people who watch our
by a
stream,
Minecraft mod.
people who play that Minecraft mod, is just a circle.
What are we doing?
Mm.
Yeah, good question.
I think the main thing is we got to stay separated, because if assuming that what we're facing has the same kind of elemental abilities as the one we fought, both me and Sarah got fried in that fog, but that was because we were within the same, we were on the same plane. So I think if we're more spread out, we'll at least we'll be able to avoid that better.
Mm.
I have honestly, I'm not sure how effective I'm going to be in this fight, because if they can keep that, if that cyclone is them and they can keep that going, I'm pretty sure any arrows I fire might get just pulled right out of the air unless I get real close to it.
Killed the last one.
Are we thinking that it's definitely going to be a fight?
I would like not, but we should be aware of that event, of that possibility.
Yeah. Okay.
We have we returned to the Nexus, or are we still just hanging out
Barletta,
in
you're
the
still at the vault.
Blackwood? Well, let's head back to the Nexus and then
Yeah.
plan. And then if we decide to go somewhere else, we at least are there already to
Sure.
pop out somewhere.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh, how far? Nope. Never mind.
I'm liking the idea from chat. You can get belts and tie yourself to pipes sunk in concrete, like in the film Twister.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just had a horrid thought, but I don't think we'd be able to get to it. And I doubt it. I doubt the body's still there. But so most of Reginald's family can breathe fire, and as part of that, most of his family are also likewise resistant to fire. I would assume it's a fair assumption that the dragon that can breathe lightning is likely at the very least resistant to lightning. And the absolutely terrible thought I had, which would completely ruin any diplomatic possibility of having a conversation, but I was thinking, what if their child's body's still out there and we could use their scales for protection?
I bet she would have moved the corpse of her baby at this point.
I love Monster Hunter.
That is a
Monster
distinct
Hunter's great.
that is a distinct possibility. I'm just
Maybe we're
expressing where my mind went, so we know where we're
I don't
at.
know if we'd have time to
Yeah.
get.
I think the main
Armor.
concern is time to
No.
not only go and harvest the scales, but then fashion
No.
them into some sort of defensive instruments. Is
I'm aware that it was not a good idea, and I expressed that in the beginning of this statement.
it's an excellent idea, just not for this particular
It's
circumstance.
not feasible this time.
Yeah, but stealing a dragon's maybe when we if we have to kill her, we take her scales.
And then we fight her husband.
Yeah,
And it just
we'll
keeps
find
going.
Boss Dragon eventually. He's out there.
We will
Well-
find God Dragon.
Well, also, Reggie, if we do have to fight her and we do slay her, we could send. If you are interested in still currying any favor with your family, the head of an old dragon will definitely be some bragging points in your household.
But aren't you kind of part dragon? Wouldn't that make you seem a little like you're willing to kill dragons?
Kin, but less than kind.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
It's very strange.
We're gonna go ahead and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and take a 15 here, to allow our party a little bit more time to strategize,
We're just chatting,
then-
we're just having a good time.
and then we'll come back at 10:20 Pacific time. So we'll be back, and we will see you there.
Bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ride or Dice, your favorite RPG show on the internet.
Like, until they do that,
We're-
then I will love them again.
We're
For updates
talking
for
about
our-
different game publishers today.
For updates for our
Or just
many fans,
Nintendo.
we're still currently using D&D. We're still got our finger on the pulse, waiting for an update.
Yep, exactly.
Waiting for it to
Yeah,
stop.
we have a member of staff just clicking refresh on
Yeah.
Wizards page to see when they are
On
deciding to be problematic.
It's my mom.
On Reddit.
Members.
My mom.
Keen has filled out 10 different of the 10 individual surveys for D&D.
Exactly.
I'm very pleased with my service.
Keaton.
It's a great deal. I love the variety of third-party content that I can purchase.
So true.
Hashtag
The
close
homebrew
close
integration
D&D.
is great.
I think you deserve 50% of revenue, actually.
God.
Oh god. We're back as our heroes prepared to deal with this dragon who has apparently summoned a cyclone to protect herself. So you guys are back in that Nexus area. How do you want to proceed?
So we're wanting to rest
gonna
up
rest,
one more
right?
time, right?
Correct. Yep. Cool. You
Nice
guys resting
little Nexus camp.
resting inside the Nexus? I think this is the first time that you guys have actually slept inside the Nexus.
Well, I think we could rest here. That way we could keep an eye on the storm, and if it does have a break, we could see, if there's timing that we could sort of make our way into the ruins. Not necessarily at this moment, but excuse me.
Well, that makes sense.
If like in the middle of the night, it stops for, 4 hours. That's 4 hours that we can travel much
Yeah.
safer.
I mean, I agree. We should keep watches at least throughout this night, and then make plans to move tomorrow.
Sing said, is that a good plan?
All right.
You guys rest up. Who would like to take first watch?
Actually, before we fully rest, as we sort of set up camp initially and spend that time there, like to try to gather everyone together and do a little full party address. So it's been talked about today with the captain that perhaps the town is in need of more solid and more, I guess, permanent leadership. And I know that this might seem a bit unorthodox coming from me, but I am interested in assuming that position.
Gar.
Not permanently. I do still have my own goals here,
Mayor Gar.
but much of my training as an Ossa Thurge was related to the guidance of a group, of a clan, and I know the environment. I know the hardship of living in such an environment. And I am not entirely comfortable with a sort of power dynamic with the Mournbringer soldiers, that the sort of influence that could bring over someone who is like Maester Aemon, who is a bit more unwilling to take that leadership role. So should I make it through this conflict with the dragon, I wouldn't mind holding that post until someone proper can be elected. But in the meantime, while things get started, I if this does come to fruition in any way, I would like you all to stay and assist me for a few weeks while we get things sort of balanced together.
God, we need downtime.
Yes, I think downtime's a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility, Garm. You understand it's going to be you're not going to be that effective of a mayor if you're fighting demons and devils halfway across the continent.
Well, I think with taking this position, I will be putting a hold on adventuring and exploration for a bit.
I
While
think we
this
could all
gets-
use
I can respect that.
that time to perhaps show Reggie's family that we are serious people who are seriously trying to help this town in more ways than just fighting off monsters and liches. That we are going to put the work in and get temples built and general stores running, and we could use the time wisely, all of us, I think.
To also provide us a chance to see Luciana off whenever she does leave, which would be within the next, I think, like week or two, maybe. So we would have a chance then to kind of work the Mornbringer soldiers that are left into like a town guard of sorts. I could help oversee that. We would just need to be here in Othalos.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
How do we broach such a subject to that sort of ramshackle council that has been created to currently run
It was a person, wasn't it?
everything? I mean, it was Caradus brought us the information. I just mean like
No, I thought
'Cause with
Curtis said it
Damon-
was like a single person who was running the town.
to me it seems like it was like Amond is in charge. But remember the like weird like round table that we kind of went to that when we found Juniper?
Yes.
That had all the like important people. I mean, like, we should bring it to a group like that at a round table and be like, hey, now that the place is getting bigger, we need to establish like a well thought out and people driven government. So for now, Garm here is going to be in charge. So my question is like, how are we going to be like, hey, Amond, you're not going to be in charge anymore. Garm is. Like, how do we do that?
I think just how you said it.
By saying it
Herodot-
like that, that's going to not
Well-
go well, I think.
Herodot said
Wait.
that Aemon is not particularly interested in this position. He is filling it out of necessity.
Oh, I got the impression that he was being kind of bossy and into it and telling people what to do. And I might have gotten the wrong impression then.
I didn't necessarily get that impression. I also didn't get the impression that he was doing it unwillingly, though. I thought it was more just like it happened into him, and he's not necessarily liking or disliking it.
I think Curtis mentioned that it's not exactly his. Sorry.
But I was just saying,
Sorry.
I'm certain, Saren, that a diplomatic sister of Seneca, such as yourself, can help him see the wisdom in Garm's leadership.
Yeah, but you know, nobody's voting for Garm. We're just installing him.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of being diplomatic.
We could. I mean, while we come back, if we're going to be there for a long period,
Diplomatic.
we
Sorry.
could just insist that Garm is in charge of the transitionary government until an actual government gets formed. As right now, there isn't really a structure of any kind. It's just a mayor who's telling everyone what to do. So Garm is in charge of transitioning to an actual structure and finding out what that structure is going to be.
Okay.
Aemon, or
I
what was his name? Who's the mayor's
When
name?
we
Amen.
Amen.
Aemon?
Well,
Okay.
What plus we need to
Aemon-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he can have inputs. He can be parts of the construction of the new, government and whatever. But I don't think he would put up too much of a fight against the five of us.
True, but I think that if I think we ought to go into it with a good reason why Eamon can't be the transitionary person. Because if there are people, even if Eamon doesn't want to do what he's doing, he may have supporters. There will be questions about like, well, why one of you? So we ought to
Garm?
focus on that.
Like Garb said, he's more apt for what it takes to survive here, and plus, I if we don't have if Eamon has supporters, that's a possibility. But I'm pretty sure that we'll have plenty of people within the town's support of Garm just by virtue of
Absolutely.
just by virtue of everything he and you all have done.
No, for sure. My problem, I think, with it is that if we're ungraceful with it, it will turn into factions.
Well, I'm not
currently,
talking
we
about,
don't have factions, so
I'm
we
not
should
talking
try
about.
to.
I'm not talking about kicking down the door and taking a shit on his desk.
That's
Keaton,
not
did
what
you
I
have something?
meant.
Oh, sorry.
I do have a question for you, DM.
Mhm.
What, if any, was the company's plan for a government? Like, I was pretty sure that there wasn't really any outline, that this was like effectively set up a settlement so we can make some money and the rest is up to you kind of situation.
Exactly. So the original proposal, and Eamon probably discussed this a little bit with you on the boat ride over, was that your guys' help would be to establish a secure area so that the company could establish a trading post and a settlement here, both for the purposes of exploiting resources from the nearby area and to have somewhere to send more of their staple goods to. So, as far as the company is concerned, as long as there's people living here that they can trade with, they don't much care what that society looks like.
So we keep Eamon as a high bureaucratic position, and I can try to take over some general big picture guidance for things, try to, keep Juniper happy, I think is sort of my main goal at the moment. And try to loop in some of our allies, the Orcs and Baron Spring, and try to actually connect the lower part of this continent here, this region. So I agree. I think it's very possible that there could be resistance, and honestly, I'm not stepping into this position for want of power, but I see that there is a need for some guidance. And as we have mentioned, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of work going on when we aren't present guiding it. So, at least
Well,
if one of us is there for a while, until someone properly can be elected or placed, then
as your resident public relations person, when we offer this up to the people of Atalas, we need to make it clear that we are trying to serve them and not ourselves. That is just my advice, because people are going to take it how they're going to take it, and if we're just coming in and being like, "Wow, we're in charge," people aren't going to like that, and there's no reason to create undue conflict.
We'll need to bring things with us to give to the people to show that we're working to restore the area instead of just exploit it.
Yeah, some plans maybe. Literally just like, well, this is what we're going to do while we're here, and part of that will be establishing a good, steady foundation for the government. Yeah. So we can also talk about what you're going to do, creating a town guard and building projects. Maybe I think we should come in being like, we're going to help. We're going to, instead of just
I guess
taking a position away from someone who already has it.
I guess my confusion with this comes in the form of that we are already doing all of those things. That is actually already our position here. We are the council for Othalos. Like all the projects that we've done are because we have helped set them up. Sure, it's not been much because our need has direly been for defense first, but I mean, DM, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I assumed that all of this was already coordinated with the town and with other leadership, like when we've rebuilt the walls and the forge and all that stuff. Like it's not just
I suppose
us.
that's
It's not specifically just you guys building all of these things. No, you're taking like a small contingent of like other townsfolk and aiding in building watchtowers and stuff like that. Sometimes it's literally just you guys. Like I think it was Reggie and Ragnar
Just a-
alone that built up that forge.
I guess a lot of the forge, yes.
But for the most part, like building of the walls, the watchtowers, those are done with the aid of other townsfolk.
Yeah.
So like I think we're already kind of in the loop. Like I understand the concern that maybe it looks like we are usurping power from someone, but we are already kind of, to me, it seems that we are fairly equal to Aemon in terms of this town's guidance.
I think we may be correct. I think it may also be safe or suffice to say that we've been gone for long periods of time while the town has been developing, and that may lead to them being less than willing to accept guidance from us if we have not been there for a long period of time beforehand. Regardless, I don't think we should expect that much opposition from Aemon or Cerdis or anyone else that would have like say over that kind of thing. Because you're right, I think we've been mostly connected with them, and they know that we're working for the good of this town in general.
I'm gonna put a pin in this scene for now, and say you guys talk about the logistics of it for a while longer, but without actually investigating the opinions of the townsfolk, it's hard to say how they're going to react yet. So when you get back to town, we can get back into this conversation once we've done some more investigation on that front. But for now, there is a cyclone that needs your attention.
Well, we were going to go to sleep.
That as well. Oh, that's right. First, okay, back to first watch. Who's taking first watch? Sariel? Anybody else?
I'll take first watch.
Reggie and Asariel. Awesome. Go ahead and give me perception checks as you guys watch the desert gate.
So about these politics, Reggie.
Here we
I'm
go.
interested. I guess I'll get my dice out, Dakota. I was having a great roleplay session. I didn't roll a single freaking dice last session. Not one.
2
26.
sessions without rolling any dice is maybe too many.
That's why it's called Ride or Dice.
was having a great time.
What are we riding?
You can ride or you dice.
JD says, "What's a little usurping between friends anyway?"
Exactly.
Gotta be
Maybe he'll get elected as
careful,
mayor and
man.
then he'll banish us afterward. We can have like a little,
We're
back
not
and forth
pirates.
political plays. I got a 15, by the way.
15 for Reggie. Sorry.
26.
26 for Asario.
All right.
You guys watch the desert gate, and as the cyclone continues and it begins to get darker, you do see the massive shape of a large dragon circling the cyclone a couple of times, probably 3 to 5 times every hour.
3 to 5 times every
And
hour.
it's not, it doesn't seem, the impression that you get isn't that it's taking that long for the dragon to circle around the cyclone. It's that it's dipping in and resting for a while before doing like these cursory looks outside of the cyclone.
This dragon is getting up every 15 minutes to fly a circle around the cyclone that it's creating, which I can only assume the purpose of it flying around is to get a view around the area. But what I don't understand is if it just stopped the cyclone, it could also see in the area.
She has anxiety.
I get it, but like she seems to be checking. You're asleep.
Restless wing syndrome.
And so,
No said that in his dream.
After a certain point,
Reginald, when you have had slaughter on your mind, have you always thought reasonably?
don't often have slaughter on my mind, to be honest.
Oh, bullshit.
Not slaughter. Sometimes like fighting, yeah.
When
Sometimes
we were in
like, a
that
kill
cave
or
and you
two,
couldn't
but
even get
slaughter?
close. When we were in
Slaughter
that
on the
cave,
mind.
when we were in that cave and you could not get even close to a goblin, I do not think that you were just thinking, man, I'd like to be in this fight. The longer that went on, I guarantee that
Okay.
you.
The amount of rage that I felt in that cave has not been reached in like how long have we been here now? Like 2 months?
Minute.
Like 3 or 4 months at this point.
Like 3 or 4. Like since that day, I have not been that mad, and that has included getting hit by dragons, fighting a lich, fighting like everything we've gone through has not made me as mad as that cave where I.
That being lost their child, so.
Okay. It's not quite as mad as being blind, and she's also making herself blind. So I'm like, I'm just saying.
I'm blind.
A little over 3/4 of the way into your watch, the dragon stops making her rounds around the cyclone.
Did she hear me?
Should
It is also quite dark outside.
Talking shit in the gate. He's just over in the teleportation room talking shit about my cyclone.
Lightning bolts straight through the middle of the bridge.
Dead, roll a new
We're
character.
all lined up in the camp. As well.
You see a bright blue light from inside the cyclone as a glass cannon fires out from inside.
should
Sorry, is that star getting wider, and then it just hits us as it goes through?
no
It's Radon.
should the gods bless and curse you with being a parent, Reggie, you'll understand.
The rest of the your watch goes fairly uneventfully, and eventually it's time to wake up the next members. So, who would like to take second watch? Garm? Cool.
I
I'll
will.
take it too.
And Saren. Awesome. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
I'm not rolling that bone dice again. It was shit. That was the exact same roll.
I think what you're learning, Keaton, is to not roll.
14.
I also got a 14.
Nice. 14s for both. It's as it gets darker and darker, it gets harder to see, especially with the cyclone and with the dust and sand kicking up in the air. Hard to make out anything, but as dawn's first lights begin shining on the desert, the cyclone is still there in the morning.
Well,
Oh,
The
thank God.
dawn's early
It
light.
didn't move.
I was gonna do it, Keaton.
The dawn's early light.
We knew Desert Storm was still there.
Not this. Not this.
Something about seeing a tornado by dawn's early light makes a man feel patriotic.
Oh God.
Desert Storm, baby, let's go. No.
Cool. So
I laughed.
you guys, you end up waking up the rest
Shut
of the
up,
party.
Keegan.
The day is yours. It's day 6 out of the 7 that you agreed to meet the dragon.
Sorry.
Keegan, if you could stop
I'm
joking
sorry.
about American imperialism.
I'm sorry.
Alright, day 6 out of 7. The storm's still going. We gotta get across this fucking desert. She's not gonna stop. We might as well just go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at the loss. Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Alright.
Exhaustion 1?
Exhaustion 1.
Hey! Let's
Get a little-
go.
A little
You
camp
only
out
got disadvantage on all ability checks.
there. Yo.
That's
God.
better than half speed, which he had yesterday.
Yeah.
The good thing you guys were mounted. That's what I'm gonna say for movement purposes.
We're just carrying him.
Reggie's wearing like a cape.
Awesome. You guys head out into the desert and begin making your way towards the cyclone.
I don't need ability checks in a fight, Keaton.
Hang on.
Hey, I didn't say this was inopportune anymore.
So
Nice fighting
Garm,
fit.
I need you to make a survival check to pathfind your way there.
All right, let's try a different dice.
Pathfind.
Hey, that's a natural 19
Hey, that's pretty good.
for a survival check, which is a 32.
Nice. You're able to cut through the dunes very efficiently, finding well-run game paths and other things that expedite your travel. I'll let you guys move at 1.5 speed for today on
Woo!
mounts. So you're making some good
Yay,
progress.
we're gonna get to that dragon all the sooner.
Saren, give me a nature check for mapping, and Asariel, give me a perception check and hold on to it.
Oh.
20, dirty.
Nice. You're able to mark where these paths are very efficiently. So you through this stretch of the path, you can move at 1.5 speed every other subsequent time as well.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Perception, you said?
Yep.
29.
Nice. Very nice. As you guys are traveling throughout the day, on your mounts, no less, you make great speed. You're able to reach nearby the outskirts of the town by around 1 to 2 p.m. Whereas you feel like if you hadn't found these game paths, that probably would have taken you into the early evening. But you managed to make there while the noon sun is still roughly overhead. Ariel, for your part, you guys all see the dragon kind of like cycling or circling the cyclone for a good while. You, however, pick out that the exact moment that she marks you guys, and sees you approaching the cyclone before kind of like she does a sweep in your direction and then disappears back into the cyclone.
I will let them know.
Cool.
Good.
She knows we're here.
Thank you for the Prime sub, Brian.
Hey.
Bing
Yay.
bong.
You.
Help! I'm having a baby. What? Oh God, he subbed for 9 months.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, what a weird joke.
Bing bong. No.
Oh, I get it now. All right.
It's 9 months.
So when
At least he'll be playing similar games to what his child will be playing.
So true.
Fortnite.
so when the dragon
A
marks us,
baby.
how far are we from?
You're probably 2 miles or so out of town at this point.
Should we find a place to leave the mounts, or
Yeah, I don't want to take them like all the way into town.
because I feel like they might get pulled into that thing very easily.
Yeah, at this stage, you guys are beginning to feel the effects of the wind on your guys' travel. It's getting harder and harder to remain upright.
I have a question.
Mhm.
My mount is Pasta, which is a summoned mount.
Correct.
Which, like, yeah, it can die in the sense that, like, if it gets hit by a big rock or something, it's going to disappear. But I could just summon Pasta back afterwards,
Correct.
right?
Yep.
Dope. All right. We can leave the rest of the mounts. Pasta's coming into battle.
Oh, pasta.
Pasta is what kind of spirit is it? Is it Fae, Celestial? I don't remember.
It was. Hang on. Let me look at the spell really quick. See what my options were.
Guarantee it's not undead.
Remember how we were able to find something that made Nothus's dog talk to us? I
Yeah,
wonder if
it
we
was
could do
me,
that
and it was a
Pasta.
spell.
What's that?
We
I thought we
found
found an
no-
item.
Nothus had a spell that did that. I could have
We
also
should
made a
get that.
plant live and talk to me too, but
I think we said Fae. I'm pretty sure.
I love the whole. Hey, remember
I
when
will
we
not-
did this? You mean the time he did the?
I think this
I
was
did
that was a
it
quick
during
effort.
downtime.
So,
Oh, Nothus's dog.
you guys find a nice cactus to tie off the mounts to.
This.
And proceed into the town. At this distance, you can see beyond the screen of dust and sand. There's a number of ruined buildings on the inside of this that make it far larger than you expected from your initial scouting. But it appears that at one point this was a thriving city that has since been laid to waste by either the passage of time, by an ancient war. These buildings are in ruins. Old markets, tents, everything has been like scattered to rubble.
Could it potentially have been laid to ruins by the raging cyclone that has been foreseeably running for a week straight?
Like a recent ruin or an ancient ruin?
You don't get the sense that buildings are still in the process of crumbling. The impression that you got is that this town was destroyed a while ago, and that things have roughly settled into place.
But the cyclone rages on,
The cyclone does continue.
nonetheless.
Yeah.
The soul still burns.
Good
Yes,
metaphor for life,
Keaton.
kids.
This is why we're friends.
Cool.
References just for Ian's benefit.
How do you guys want to proceed into the town?
What I'm assuming
Burn it down.
the closer we get to town, I'm assuming we're getting hit with like lots of like dust clouds and stuff.
Correct.
Well, as a wood elf, I have a mask of the wild that will allow me to hide in natural phenomena.
Nice.
So I would like to attempt to stealth in the dust storm and be like, you can't see me.
Give me a stealth check.
Is this a cereal's natural accent?
Yeah.
It's like deep Louisiana.
It is so freeing to finally talk in my natural voice. Let me tell you, baby. The elven dream of cereal.
Just Mike Tyson.
It's hard times, baby.
Hard times was put on the elven people. That's hard times, baby. That's an 18 on the die.
Oh
Which
no,
gives me-
we're in a dust storm.
Which gives me a 30 in total.
Oh, a 40?
30.
30. Okay, got it. Hello? Hi.
Gay.
Good morning. Okay, so you proceed into the cyclone in the middle of town with basically full cover. The rest of you guys lose track of Asariel once you get into the point where the storm is obscuring your vision. He just seems to disappear amongst the dust.
It's a pure neck, baby.
Cool. Anything that the rest of you guys are doing?
A little awkward now that Asariel's in there, but I was gonna nuke the town from orbit, and I'm still gonna do that. So
Okay, great.
It's okay.
Ion cannon ready.
I don't have evasion.
You guys continue throughout the city streets until you find what looks like roughly a city center. It appears that this town has been built around a small oasis that's been found here. There's a pond which the surface of which is clearly disturbed by the ongoing winds. A couple of palm trees, cactuses that are all like swaying and bent in the storm. And near the other side of it, you see a plaza. Filled with a couple of different like pillars, but it appears that it's mostly cleared. And nearby the steps to this plaza is the dark-skinned woman that you met in the Black Citadel. She stands there again wearing this resplendent blue dress. Golden jewelry outfitting her necklace, bracelets. She has a number of different piercings along her ears and her eyebrows, as well as a large nose ring. Yes.
cool.
She doesn't carry any scepter or crown or any sort of artifact of rulership, but she stands very regally.
The serial sees her with all her piercings and he's like, damn, it's kind of hot, not gonna lie.
Roll to be a traitor to join sexy dragon lady's side.
Constitution saving throw to see if you can.
I'm sorry. I've already chosen my sexy dragon.
That's a role that Cat's characters always fail.
And yes,
I did that last time.
Yes, it's you, Keegan. Don't worry.
Choose to fail.
I've already addressed that the dragon is hot.
Choose to fail. You can choose to fail.
To fail, I betray the party immediately. She's too sexy.
The thirst trap. The
Um,
thirst trap was so real.
Don't fight, babe.
You've activated my thirst trap card.
You're too sexy.
Does it storm, lady?
Hello,
Queen?
Mrs. Desert Storm.
Is
I just facepalm from my hiding spot.
the storm not impairing your hearing abilities at all? Because it's kind of loud over here.
Hi.
She replies, I have senses beyond your mortal ears.
What?
What?
One more time.
You're braver than I thought you were, mortals.
Is she
it's
saying
the
something?
best.
I
Not
have
the
expected
choice.
you to avoid your judgment. Hide in your homes, your caves, and wait for me to burn you out of them myself.
No,
Live in caves.
Can we hear this?
that's not our
Dakota?
vibe.
Yes,
Okay.
you're close enough. She speaks with a loud, booming voice.
Okay.
We don't live in caves.
That's what you choose to respond
But homes are fine. Yeah, we do homes. That's true. But caves, we don't live in caves anymore.
I am knocking an arrow wherever I am.
Honestly,
What's wrong with us?
there is always the chance that maybe we can talk this through and maybe nobody has to die because of this.
I agree.
I demand compensation for the death of my kin.
Yeah. But don't you have
Among
other
my
more powerful
people, this-
enemies we could hunt for you?
Among my people, this debt is paid in blood.
Well, yeah, no. Don't get me wrong, blood all the way, but like, maybe not our blood. Don't you have some enemies that are a bigger threat to you than us, and you could send us to go fight them? I mean,
Hang on.
you saw us kill that lich. Like, we're not.
Yeah, we already did a favor for this dragon. We already killed the lich, which
We
was
did
something
kill a
you
lich
asked
for
us
you.
to do.
Yeah.
So blood
was
has
spilled.
been paid.
Worm.
Admittedly undead blood, but
I think the contract was written with the stipulation that we would then go and die to her. So
I never signed anything.
I didn't sign anything. My lawyer wasn't present. Just
I
kidding,
don't
he
have a
was.
lawyer.
Garm is my lawyer.
I was gonna say there's a little sea bass and little like pince nez and like
Dakota,
it all checks out.
No.
can I roll insight to see how sure in her direction she is? Like,
Sure, give me an insight check. You're gauging her for visual cues.
yeah, like if she is willing to change her mind whatsoever or be swayed.
Cool.
16.
16. From what you've gathered, the way she stands, it's firm, resolute. She does not seem like someone whose mind is easily changed. However, the couple of conversations you've had with her, she has mentioned the fact that she used to be an empress. Now her kin is dead. She does not have many of her former resources available to her.
Would you like to be a mayor?
How would you like to be democratically elected to be the mayor?
How would you like to run a campaign?
Don't you think that allies are so much better than enemies? You know?
She begins walking down the steps towards you and says, I do not have allies. I have servants. Are you proposing you'd like to be one of them?
No. I mean, maybe you'll really like friendship if you try it. You know, if you've never done it and you don't have friends, then perhaps you could see that it's actually really good and nice and much better than having, servants and having enemies. Because, servants are all well and good, but like they're not gonna give you any real talk. You know? They're only going to flatter you.
They're just gonna be yes men.
Yeah,
If you get a new haircut and you ask your servant like how the haircut looks, the servant's gonna be like, "Oh, it's incredible," even if it looks really bad. So
Desert Storm! Desert Storm needs to stop surrounding itself with yes men!
look, my point is that friends
not
can do
enough.
things that servants simply cannot, and yeah, I think it's a pretty good reason not to just kill each other all for no reason.
At this, she turns. She's been kind of like affixing you
For a
with,
reason, but
She's been kind of affixing you with a very cold stare as you've continued talking. Give me a persuasion check.
okay.
For no reason. Says
I mean,
the
for a
person that helped
reason.
kill her child.
Listen,
Not for no reason.
it's
I
oh
mean,
fuck
he
yeah,
attacked us for no reason.
24.
24, very
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he was probably hungry.
She turns as you say this and begins heading back up the stairs. I see that the worms have grown mouthy in my many years of absence.
She's talking about worms with an O, right? Not with a Y. Like we're not cool worms.
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 Yeah, like she's a cool worm.
With the bad worms.
I mean, I don't know.
You
Ian
have
has-
taken something from me.
Yeah.
I demand compensation for this.
Okay, but what do you gain with our deaths? If you
Also-
instead cash that in for like a job, you could actually gain something.
We were attacked. I feel like we're glossing over this whole thing of your son, child, whatever, was being a dick and just attacked us for no reason whatsoever. We were heading towards the Black Citadel to do what we were going to do either way, and he attacked us. We fought some bugs, sure. Maybe he took some issue with us fighting the bugs that we found underground, but we were just walking, and he decided to swoop down and attack us. If he hadn't done that, he would have been killed.
It is kill or be killed. As a dragon, as a very cool ancient dragon, you know it is kill or be killed. And we did not want to be killed. So we killed.
Garm, you had something? And then, sorry.
Ian, you had something earlier, so.
While this is going on, can I be trying to like from a distance, but can I be trying to like circle around?
Sure. Yeah, give me another stealth check now that you're closer. You found a hiding spot close by, but in order to move closer on her.
That's a 24.
Nice. Okay, cool. He doesn't seem to notice you as you begin making your way around. I'll say you're making your way around to her left.
Works for me.
Which one of you struck the killing blow?
I don't remember.
That's actually a great question.
Actually, don't remember.
Guys, okay, out of
It
not
was Ian.
talking to the dragon. Who?
It was Asariel.
It was Ian.
As soon as I start that, I freeze.
He died.
Hard to say.
He died! He's actually really sick right now. He's
home.
in bed. He's sneezing. He's going. It's real.
Very
it's gross.
truthfully, he's not with us right now.
Yeah.
What? I will bargain with your lives for information. And if you should provide information that is useful to me, then I shall consider you surviving until the end of your mortal coil.
What information do
Yeah,
you?
I mean,
So you bitch
yeah.
with
I don't know what
that
information
does,
we
that does
have.
tend to be the case, I think.
What
We can try.
happened to the other 4 Chroma monarchs?
Yeah, we have no idea what that word means.
History.
Ooh, you might
Go
know.
for it.
History check.
Go for it, Garm.
Oh my god, it's Jeopardy killer
No.
be killed.
Also, is this conversation happening in Common or Draconic? Or telepathic?
Common.
Okay.
It's
Thank
a
God.
12.
Yeah, the name does not ring a bell to you whatsoever. Saren?
Can I also do a history check? Because in studying religion back home, it intertwines with history so much.
Sure.
Okay. 15.
15. The name also does not ring a bell to you.
Fuck a duck.
I'm gonna straight up ask her. We've never heard that word before. Who was the first of these 4 others?
What happened to the giant empire?
It's fell.
By who?
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
That's
Attrition.
based on the one
Infrastructure.
bit of information we've seen, it seems like a dwarven empire came through at some point, and seemed I don't we don't know enough to know if they've wiped it out, but some of the dwarven ruins we've looked at have had sort of base levels that leaned more giantish than dwarvish, so it is possible that they had an effect.
Yes, and when we were in Barren Springs a while back, there was good evidence that the dwarves somehow overtook the giants.
Athalas is an ancient elven settlement, if you remember. That also fell, although the reason why we came to these lands was because we did not know why other settlements had fallen. We've been here but 4 months, maybe a maximum of 5, so we really could not say what happened to empires that were here hundreds of years ago.
I think many of these questions that you are asking are things that we are uncovering as well, and mysteries that we too seek the answers to. I know that we can't provide answers at this moment, and that puts our bargaining leaves us a little flat-footed at the bargaining table, but I mean, these are answers that we can find for you if this is what you seek. I think that we've proven ourselves quite skilled and powerful with felling the Lich. I think we are capable of finding these answers too.
I would like to briefly circle back. Chroma Monarch. What is that word? What does it mean?
There were 5 of us. 5 ancient dragons that came here to this empire to slay the giants.
Ooh.
We began carving out our own territory, and then something happened. Something that sent me and my kin now.
Well, how
was
did you survive?
There was no attack of any kind. There was a flash of light, and suddenly I awoke, and my own empire, my slaves, my servants, had all vanished, and my capital was in ruins.
Perhaps you are not the only one who was sleeping. Perhaps the other Chroma monarchs are just sleeping in different, back in, in their sections of the country,
There's not like a unified date system or anything, is there? I couldn't like ask them what year they came from, and it would have any relevance.
Not
What
the
I-
dragons.
Okay.
There is a pretty unified year metric for the humanoid races, but you have no idea. It doesn't account for anything. Everything that happens before a certain date is called the Shadow Ages.
Okay. I suppose that would also apply to the draconic ancestry. Would I happen to know anything about this migration of the 5 dragons over to the lands a long time ago?
Ooh.
Give me a history check.
I am just here.
Oh, it's a big old
Like,
6.
huh. I
Six.
was a celestial, I guess.
You didn't really study your ancient history that
What does that mean?
closely.
Wait, what's that?
No is like, oh, we're on a different continent.
It's that Halfnock did not mention this in his journal.
From what you know,
No.
Reggie, from what you've been told, big picture stuff, that in Mavrind, where your family is from, there used to be an ancient giant empire. Something happened to the world where dragons were introduced into it. The dragons and giants hated each other and fought a terrible war. Both of them kept humans and elves and dwarves, all of the humanoid races of today, as slaves. And they wrecked each other so completely that it allowed the mortal races to form their own societies that eventually hunted down most of the remaining giants and dragons.
Right.
You have no idea what happened here, but if it's anything similar to what happened in Mavrind, you would guess that the two wiped each other out for the most part.
Little embarrassing.
Okay.
We don't know for sure. I come from a place that has a history of dragons and giants fighting, though, and what happened over a long period of time was they eventually both ceased to exist in the area. They would kill each other off, which good for the little guys that were sometimes kept as slaves, but not always fantastic for the dragons. I would assume maybe something similar happened here. But like Garm said, we're more than capable of finding the answers that actually happened.
Make one last persuasion check. I'll say with advantage, given the aid of the rest of the party.
Oh, big money.
Big money. I rolled
Big
double 13.
money.
That's kind of cool. So it's a dirty 20.
Okay. I will allow this on a trial run. 1 year. You have 1 year to find out what happened to the giants and the rest of the Chroma monarchs and report back to me.
That's
Do you want like progress reports, like learn things as we go, or do you want it all as a presentation at the end of the year?
I don't care.
All right. I don't know. You're the one setting the rules.
Are we just meeting back here like exactly a year from today?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. What day is it?
Serial, now.
Versus the eye. Damn.
Oh, fuck, not another dice.
Cool.
Fuck funny.
What's the date, DM?
Getting twitchy over there.
Hold on.
Hey, real quick. Miss Dragon, Lady Dragon.
Oh.
So for the next year, as we do this, you will not, actively try to kill us. Can we also, within that bargain, state that you will not destroy Athalos, the city we are currently residing in?
We actually just add a no general destruction in the inhabited lands.
Let's not,
I mean, I
ruin
don't want to
her
go too
fun and
far.
mayhem.
Just like if you burn down Barren Springs, I would also be a little bit, chuffed.
I'll be pretty sad. Yeah.
You know who might have some answers to those questions? That Hobgoblin Imperium.
You can burn them.
We should have just told her that they killed them.
I just,
we
just
should've.
auto loss.
She wouldn't have believed it, but maybe it would have been fun.
Where's
Could've
your
said it-
settlement?
It is
You said you knew where it was.
just it's fine. She knows.
She gives a very cynical smile. I lied.
I'm a little sad that you lied, but it
Fucking
wouldn't
got
be
him.
hard to find, I don't think, right? So
Oh, she could have just flown
group,
around.
I feel good just telling her. You could just find it. So it's what if she accidentally burned us, God?
How am I
What if she
supposed to know
accidentally
where
burns us
to
the
not
ground?
eliminate if you won't tell me where you are located?
That would be a bad, yeah.
Okay, hang on. The Grimwall. South of the Grimwall. Just don't burn anything south of the mountains, and I'll point out the line of the Grimwall
Actually,
there. From there to the ocean, please don't burn anything or kill.
There's also a great druid who would be like,
Yeah,
pissed.
she'd be very mad.
Fine.
Good compromise, folks. Good job, you guys. I was just gonna fucking tell her.
See
I
the
like
dragon
the
flying around tomorrow when we go back. You're like, well, shit.
I believe.
I know we already said it, but the dragon's sexy. If she wants to know where I live, I'm gonna tell her where I live.
I
Oh,
believe
she
it is
You
the
go there.
16th of Quartus. I believe. I'll correct that if I need to.
Okay.
Cameron.
No is raising his hand for the dragon also.
Yes.
What were the other names of the dragons, or
Oh, that would be helpful.
some
Good
things
idea.
that might help us find them?
You know,
If
put
you wouldn't
clues
mind.
together.
Find out what happened to the giants first, and then I'll inform you.
So
Alright.
So you
So
do.
af-
If what happened to me happened to them, then it's possible they'll be coming.
Ooh.
but just so I understand that, you want us to meet in a year with information on the giants, and then we'll figure out about the dragons?
I think it is whenever we get to
I
the
want
giants,
both
we come
done
out.
in a year. Find out what happened to the giants first, and then I'll give you more information, if you need it, on the other Chroma Monarchs.
Okay,
We're
so
being
then
assigned homework.
we can meet here to find you.
Yes,
Oh yeah, will
for
you be
more
here?
information.
I will.
Possibly not names, but Chrono Monarchs, I'm inclined to believe Chrono color, possibly. So could we at least get their colors so we know if we have any relevant details who we're looking for?
All five
don't
of
wanna
us
mix them up.
had different colors. Red,
Right.
white, green, and black. And
I
myself.
swear to God, if one of these fuckers is Rentclaw, I'm gonna shit.
Are you telling
That'd be
me?
pretty fucking good.
That would be
That'd
good.
be good fucking shit right there.
Red,
Meanwhile,
white, green,
100
black, and
years
blue.
ago.
There were a
So,
bunch of
these
assholes.
dragons-
Okay.
Oh man.
Who killed them twice?
These dragons were playing Risk over this continent. Fucking red, blue, white, green, and black. Incredible.
Get out of Australia, you son of a bitch.
I want Africa.
We'll find out.
One more question. Who dealt the final blow to my eggling?
I'll step out.
He's with us now.
He is with us. He wasn't with us before, but now
Yeah.
he is. We didn't lie.
I'm going to spare your life for now. But in a year, You and I will do battle, and you will answer for that crime.
I will answer anything you want, just to be completely transparent.
Good. Leave.
Okay.
Got it.
Right.
Bye. Um. Also, since you just woke up and stuff, I think north of us here, there's like a big hobgoblin situation. So keep on your guard about that if that's something that might worry you and that you don't know about yet. So hobgoblins to the north. Enjoy.
It's
Goodbye.
not north. That is not
North?
north of here.
Isn't it north of
That
here?
is that
Oh.
is like southeast.
You
are-
saw
we
them
are here.
around here.
Where?
Whoever touched the crystal that revealed the hobgoblin capital, it was around here.
So it is north.
Thought
Okay.
they were over
That-
here.
Yeah, I thought they were
Most
over
of
here.
so their soldiers,
And then
you
there's-
found them down in Barren Springs, way down here. However, when you touched the crystal in, I think it was under Barren Spring, it revealed their capital over here. So,
Yeah.
that being said, you're given to understand that the Imperium controls most of the inner territory of the Emerald Sea.
Okay. But their castle.
Oh, kind of
is-
east.
Their capital was to the north of the Emerald Sea.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
past
they're like,
the Dune Peaks from the Blue Dragon.
yeah.
Does
so
make the Barren Spring situation make a little bit more sense in my head now.
yeah. So
It's like,
dragon
how are they so
lady.
fucking close, but they hit this fucking little dinky town?
So Lady Dragon, so they're more like northeast east of here.
They're like the NCR.
Yes.
They're around, and if you just woke up, you might not have known about it. So there you go.
And
Goodbye.
they also are kind of dicks.
No, they
So-
suck. So
They might
know.
try and claim that this is their land.
it's possible.
You could do something about
Plan
it.
I mean, I'm not
is
trying to
your
get
land.
you to attack
This
them.
land
I'm
is
just
our
wanting
land.
to warn you about them in case you didn't know, because they could try and encroach on your territory. And I'm trying to be a good
From the
friend
Inox
in the year that we have
Mountains
your friendship.
to the Athala Strait.
We're friends.
We are
Goodbye,
not.
friends. I like you though. So you're my friend.
You
We'll be
are
friends.
beneath me.
Step on
Don't
me,
I
don't
wish
know.
it? Don't I wish it? All
You're
right, see
giving
you
me
later.
too much to work with, Dakota.
Hi, bestie. Nice to see you.
Buddy. Goodbye.
Getting too sexual.
Want this dragon to just yell at me and be
Sit
mean to
on
me.
you.
Look, I'm not gonna say no.
Step on me, mommy.
By the way, so not going to deny it. A year from now, I owe you a fight. I get that, but just so you know, if you do succeed in killing me next year, which I gotta say, even though you're a powerful dragon, I'm gonna give you a hell of a fight. Even if you succeed, that's not gonna bring your hatchling back, and it's not gonna take the pain away. But we're going to be traveling around throughout the next year trying to find stuff. If you want to actually talk about something instead of fighting, you'll be able to find us.
Leave, murderer.
At least be original, and I'll go with them.
Don't forget there's hobgoblins. Bye.
Bestie.
Cool.
All right, let's get out of here.
I suggest.
Wait, I'm gonna come up kind of like half guide Athariel away, and it's like, you certainly have a way with words, my friend.
I never pretend to be good at it.
No, I kind of like it honestly.
We as we're getting further away, it's like if there are more, you are aware we're probably going to have to take her down.
Oh, fully aware.
If these Chroma Monarchs are still out and about, what's stopping them from trying to play chess with this continent again?
Exactly. We need this time to get stronger, so that we can take them on.
Oh, real quick before we leave her, can I ask her one more question? DM.
I'm still leaving.
How long ago did you wake up?
Oh, that could be helpful. So she says 20 years ago. It's gonna feel weird.
10 days.
Whew.
Okay.
What were we doing 10 days ago?
Killing her kid.
Great question.
Yeah.
Right, killing her kid. Shit.
That was like 6 days ago.
So about 10 days ago.
This is
No,
the 6th day since you've killed the Lich.
Oh.
And
So
yeah, we
about
were-
that many.
So the kid literally woke up and then came to just fuck with us immediately.
He woke up and chose violence.
He woke up and said, "Fight."
Oh wow,
Three.
Dakota,
That-
based on this conversation, would I get the indication that only she was sent forward, or like her and her son, like the dragons?
Give me an insight check.
What do you mean sent forward?
From wherever they were. 20.
Based off of that conversation and the fact that the other dragon seemingly appeared out of nowhere when you guys were fighting those bugs, you almost get the impression that that may have been moments after that dragon was sent.
Oh no.
Oops.
Good. So they didn't so much as wake up as they were teleported forward in time.
Either way, what were you gonna do?
The most powerful magic of all is not friendship, it's chronomancy, the magic of
Yeah.
space.
Saying, you know what?
History.
1,000 years in the future. Fuck you.
That's a hell of a banishment.
It really is.
Make it 1,000 years from now's problem.
So
That's what they said about Lavos.
eventually, you guys make your way back
Damn.
to the rune gates without much trouble. And then you're able to reach Othalos.
I think it's fucking downtime time.
So-
Yeah, I think.
Wait,
Let's build some
before we go to
stores.
Othelis, do we want to like mess up our hair or like burn like some of our like clothes or something? Pretend like
Look cool.
No, we can show how good
Oh.
of diplomats we are. We made a truce with a frickin' dragon.
You know what we
pretty
can
cool.
do? We can stop by the river fork and check out that settlement they couldn't find a door to.
Ooh, good idea. Yes. Little stop.
the dwarven fortress we didn't check out.
No,
No,
was it Luciana said
tower?
some of the guards while running?
Oh,
It was a
patrol.
structure.
I
Right
don't know,
here.
Garm's tail is wagging in a way that he only does whenever he doesn't want to do something.
Oh, he's just nervous. He just wags
Tail
his
between
tail.
legs.
He's
We could go home too. I don't know. We're all packed up for a fight.
Look. I. It's not that I don't think that there's some value in exploring this location. I just think we tend to jump into these things without any real preparation for it. So I don't want to get there, check out the place, and we get there and go, well, we're here. May as well just go right the fuck in, and instead of just scouting it out. So if we want to take a look
Point.
around the area,
Really, just
I'm all right with that.
Maybe we
But
could door where they could not.
I just think that we have finally been afforded some time to sit and relax and actually get our heads in order. And I think we should take advantage of that because who knows the next time that that's going to happen.
the
I love-
the accent says Garm, the panic says Keaton.
I love Keaton or Garm describing a situation and Reggie immediately being like, "Well, no, we don't do that, but we could do that.
Reggie's got his hand. A door handle has appeared just for Reggie to open, and he's like,
Well, it won't hurt to step inside.
Have a sword that
And I
can
would
cut
have-
a door into anything. Like we have
I
no
know
reason
we're
have-
here to
I would
scout,
have
but
it-
we could kill the lich now.
"Yeah, we can just kill him now." I mean,
What did we do? We killed the lich.
We do have 100% success rate.
so far.
So, Hawks and
Only takes
Ragnar.
one, then we're dead.
let's go
The
there.
group.
Let's scout out the outside. Let's get it all mapped out. Find good paths, and maybe we cut open a door and we send someone else in for once.
Okay, some.
No,
You guys make your way
Is this
back to
someone here?
Athelas, and then you want to start traveling. It's pretty late by the time you guys get back, so I'll assume you
let's
guys
just go to Atlas. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Cool. take a long rest.
Tomorrow after our months of downtime.
Exactly.
You guys wake up back in Athelas after a tense negotiation.
That was the night before with the politics.
Yeah,
Mm.
that too. I have a couple of tense conversations. Cool. You guys heading north to scout out that tower?
Sure.
Okay, great.
That seems to be what we're doing, to scout out the tower.
To scout the tower,
Um,
to plumb the depths of the tower.
it's going to take most...
Out, Keaton. I don't know what to say.
Using the mounts, it takes about the whole day to follow the river up to that fork.
Jesus.
About 50 miles to Blackwater Barrow, and then another 20 or so up there. Yeah, so eventually, though, you do find where the river splits off. And sure enough, based off of what the Mournbringer
Sure.
soldiers said, you do see a extremely tall tower built in the characteristic style of the elven architecture of Athelas. And just like the scouts said, does not appear to be any doors except for a small gazebo-like structure up near the top of it. No windows on the outside of it. There does appear to be like an air of mysticism and magic to this place. You could see occasionally some flowers glowing brightly where they shouldn't be. A couple of like pieces of like dirt and rock occasionally levitate off the ground.
Is there any iconography, like elven symbols that I can recognize?
Give me a
perhaps?
perception check or investigation, your choice.
Just a
That's a 25 perception.
Cool. You don't see any language or anything on this tower. No symbols, just plain marble stone. Reggie?
I use Skybreaker's ability to float up and around the top of it, see if there's like any entrance on top or anything like that.
On the topmost floor, you do see what looks like a trapdoor, which appears to lead inside the tower.
Okay. There is an entrance. It's just up top, everybody.
I'm gonna knock on the side of the tower. Hello?
You getting closer?
I thought we were up on it.
Yeah, I thought we were like up against it.
Right now, you're like 50 feet away from the actual base of the tower.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, cool. Give me
Don't worry
a
about that question.
dexterity saving throw.
yeah. As soon as you say that, it's like, no, I don't think I'm close.
Saren's not. Can I just? She's
7.
just watching.
7.
like,
As you're getting closer to the tower, immediately you feel yourself like seize up. You try to move your muscles, but find them completely frozen in place. The rest of you watch as the soles and boots of No begin to turn to stone.
This is probably fine.
and the stone begins crawling up his legs.
The stone will be fine.
Counters. I don't think
Can we-
counterspell's gonna do anything.
Gonna pull him back.
Yeah.
Yep. You grab him, start pulling him back, and as he moves beyond what looks like a 20-foot radius from the tower, his feet return to flesh and metal and cloth.
Flesh and metal. You have something
Metal.
to share?
Shut
No.
up! Shut up!
Is it blood milk?
No, this is his robot leg.
Stay away from
His
my
boots.
robot leg.
His boots.
His automail leg.
He's not running around barefoot.
Metal boots. His boots are made of metal.
Some parts of they have armor on them.
He's probably got like shin guards.
Yeah.
Nah, he's an android. He's gonna
He's
bleed
wearing
milk.
little sandals.
The next system we're going to is Shadowrun.
You all are thinking about this
Surprise.
too much.
Yes. Shadowrun when?
Flesh and metal.
All right.
I know.
Quick experiment. I'm gonna give Asariel the end of a rope, and I'm gonna hold on the other end, and then I'm gonna still use Skybreaker's ability to float, and I'm gonna see if I can like. First of all, does the 20-foot radius does it go into the air if I'm still like within 20 feet of the wall?
Do you want to
And
test it?
second of all, what's up?
Are you testing it?
Yes, but and I'm also testing if I like dip my foot in, am I able, because I'm flying, to like move away? Because I imagine because he was walking and he froze his feet first, he couldn't. But like if I'm frozen and I'm flying, am I still able to like move, or am I like paralyzed?
Sure. Yep. You can try.
All right, cool. I'll dip my feet in, holding onto
Give
the
me a
rope.
dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh.
I really hope this doesn't like dispel magic as you cross this barrier.
19.
19. As you get closer to the actual tower, it does appear that the radius includes that. You don't turn to stone, however, as from the top of the tower, a lightning bolt issues out, striking you. You take... How much is this? 17 points of lightning damage.
Oh my god.
And you find that you are unable to remain afloat.
Oh, so I just drop?
Yep, as long as you're in the radius of the tower.
Can I just for sake of saying that I've done it, and I don't think I've used this ability yet, I'd like to detect portal to see if I can detect any planar portals within a mile.
Cool. Does not seem to be any planar portals.
While I'm falling to the ground,
Yep.
So my armor has an ability, because it's the ancient dwarven plate armor, where I can reduce unwanted movement by 10 feet.
It's
So-
really if you're being pushed. It's really...
No, unwanted.
You can't stop yourself from falling using this armor.
I'm not saying I want to stop. I want to push myself away from the tower a couple of feet.
That would be wanted movement. It's not armor of pushing, it's
Right,
armor
the
of not
unwanted
being
movement
pushed.
is me going down, and then I just translate it to
No.
lateral movement, right?
The enchantment of your armor does not allow for that.
Dakota, rules as written say
What?
that he does not fall out of
You-
the sky.
Why? I think you might have gone into the wrong career field. I think you probably should have taken up kind of legal school.
Oh,
Yeah. You guys watch as
Um,
Reggie with the rope attached to him gingerly approaches the top of the tower and then begins plummeting down towards the ground.
Okay.
But reduces that movement by 10
He
feet.
does not. He does
It-
not. He's falling towards the ground.
But he goes back. He goes up
So-
higher again.
I was gonna say, it reduces it by 10 feet. I just go back up and restart falling again.
Wait, so did his armor lose magic, Dakota? What happened? Did it lose the
Anyway.
spell?
I'm pretty sure the actual text says if an effect moves you against your will, you can use your reaction to reduce that movement by 10 feet.
Are you not moving against
It's
your will?
not the effect. First of all, is gravity, and secondly, it's
It's moving you against your will.
That
I
is
did not consent to
18
gravity.
million gallons of gravity.
I'm gonna
Well, then-
fucking lose my mind.
Gravity gate.
You know what? The radius of the tower increases to 50 feet, and you all die.
We did
Champagne!
it! We did it!
Champagne!
Reggie, you plummet 40 feet down towards the ground.
Can I still cast spells? Is that fine?
You could try.
I'm gonna cast Featherfall.
Okay, cool.
Crazy, 'cause you were
while-
50 feet in the air.
While he's landing, I'm also going to try to use primeval awareness to see if I detect anything funky, like any wild creatures in the area.
Wild creatures meaning like beasts?
It's a long list. Sorry, it's like aberrations, dragons, and lots of shit.
You do detect the presence of an aberration inside the tower.
Ooh.
There's something
There's
really
a-
weird in that tower.
There's a big eyeball in that tower.
Just out of curiosity, just for experiment's sake, so we tried flying, we tried crawling. Before we try tunneling,
Great idea. Let's go.
Tunnel.
Let's tunnel.
well, in case it might be something noticing us, I don't know, but in case it might be something noticing us, I'm gonna try to sneak up to the tower.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
That's a 18.
18. You
Kind
appear
of
to
low
be
for me.
stealthing. You want to approach?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You make your way up to the tower using the cover of foliage and different trees and stuff nearby, which grows fairly close to the actual edge of the structure. And as you sort of pass beyond that 20-foot radius, nothing seems to happen.
I'll try to give. I'm gonna give like the party like a little wave, and I'll try to continue to stealth forward.
You make your way up to the walls of the tower. Nothing's...
Wait, how far away from it am I? About 50 feet?
You're about 15 feet at the moment.
Okay. I think Keaton had something.
Garm?
As Isariel starts going, I want to use an action to cast Mislead,
Okay.
and I will turn myself invisible and create a illusory double. And I'm going to personally stay put and not actually move into this radius, but I am going to send my illusion to kind of circle, like, if Isariel's kind of like circling one way, I'm going to just have the illusion just kind of like run out, kind of like a little messily, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
Very, very much not stealthing.
Cool. As your illusory double starts like skipping on its way to the tower, as soon as it crosses that 20-foot radius of the tower, it explodes into smoke and confetti.
Yo.
Asariel, you continue towards
Tried
the
one thing and
tower,
I'm all out of ideas.
reaching the walls of it.
I didn't think this far ahead.
I'm gonna start throwing rocks at the walls.
Cool. You start throwing rocks at it. Nothing seems
How
to
high is
happen.
the tower?
Huh?
How high is the tower?
It looks like it goes about 30 feet up.
Only 30. Okay. Reggie, can you? What's the range on that wand of secrets?
30 feet.
Can you like throw it to me?
I think it might expose you, but sure. I'll take out the wand of secrets and I'll throw it at this Ariel.
Cool.
I'm gonna try to sneakily scuttle towards it and swish and flick.
Give me a stealth check.
I look forward to your monk, Ian.
Give me a stealth check to remain hidden while catching the wand.
It's gonna be a Loxodon monk.
Rest in peace, the wand of secret. It's gone now.
That was a great wand.
That's a natural 20.
After
Oh
all,
shit.
for
No
32.
longer are we doing this.
While No is throwing rocks at the tower, Reggie throws the wand over the general direction of Asara, who's hitting currently in a bush right outside the walls. You manage to catch it, and nothing seems to happen.
I give it a little flick to see if
As you do, the blue lines sort of spring out, and you can see that there appears to be a doorway shape in the tower in front of you.
do I touch it?
No, we should leave. We're not ready for this.
We could tunnel.
I
We
really
could
want to
always
touch it.
tunnel.
I'll
Well,
I'll sneak back to the party
Cool. Give me another stealth check just for the
because
fun
we're
of it.
just scouting.
I mostly just don't want
28.
someone to get petrified 30 feet into a sphere.
Yep.
What was that stealth roll?
I think it would be a pretty funny story.
28.
We could tell
28.
at the tavern when we open it
You
up.
seemingly
we could put the
managed to
statue in the tavern.
stay
Mhm.
hidden
It'd be a
as you
great
approach the
centerpiece.
tower, or
Well,
as you leave the tower.
Sorry, Jack.
I have an idea like where everything went wrong for No and Reggie, right? And the double, right? Like a general
far as you
idea
know.
where the threshold is.
As far as you, yeah. You guys were able to like sort of chalk out where that radius was when things started to
Right.
happen.
While I'm still in that threshold, I want to test something like right before it so they can grab me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna come out of hiding and see if that changes anything.
Nothing seems to happen.
I take a few steps back towards the tower while out of hiding, just a couple.
Again, no magical effects seem to attack you.
I think this is just a racist tower.
God damn it. Racism tower.
They're out of spell slots. Go! Go, boys!
Go, 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 go!
Charge!
I'll stick my hand in the radius.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Racism tower. Oh no. That's a 3.
3. Garm sticks his hand in the tower, and you immediately feel this like magnetic pull towards the tower as you get lifted off of your feet and start getting dragged into the further into the radius of the tower. Sorry, you see
Swear
Garm
to
get
fucking
lifted
God.
off of his feet and
Every
start
fucking
flying
time.
towards the wall.
I try to interpose myself to like try to push him back.
Give me an initiative check.
Uh, 18.
18. Nice. You managed to quickly grab onto his legs as he's like flying towards the tower. Garm, for your part, you see the walls of the tower begin to ripple slightly as if it's a liquid that's beginning to try and draw you into it.
I like that.
The tower is the monster. I throw more rocks.
They bounce off of the tower.
I just understand now. A big tongue rolls out of the tower.
Hmm.
It's his wife.
It's a mimic.
Yeah. Looking like I'm going on a solo adventure, baby.
Am I still getting pulled in?
Yes, you are currently. Well, as long as you're on the inside of the radius.
I'm trying to push Garm out.
I'm gonna use
Don't have any-
another spell slot, and I'm going to cast. Okay, so hold on. I gotta read this really quick because it doesn't. I have to leave this to your description, to your interpretation here, Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
But when I cast Wall of Stone, I'm creating a stone wall out of nowhere. But granted, this is just my interpretation, but I've always assumed it's kind of like grown from itself and like gone
Sure.
straight out.
Yeah.
Or do you think it goes shunk and like shoots out of the ground?
I imagine that you're pulling loose bits of stone and gravel together and kind of like forging them together. That's my interpretation of it. Yeah. Not
Like a
not like earthbender where it's coming from somewhere else. More like almost like waterbending actually, where it kind of like just comes from the air.
So what I'm imagining is probably not gonna work with how I.
Airbending?
Airbending maybe. Or firebending. I don't know.
I think
But
it
there
works
isn't
like
a good
stage
bending
What are the
metaphor
fours?
here.
tolerant.
Any of them except waterbending, I think, or earthbending even.
Hey, Husef.
Pull us back, please.
Um,
Go ahead.
Alright,
Avatar, the way of water.
Is Isariel able to like push Garm and stop him
He's
from
trying
being
to. You're able to just bring him beyond the threshold of the radius to where the other people could help.
Not very strong.
Yeah, you're beginning to lose your grip on it. Someone else want to help?
I thought he was outside the radius.
He's pulled his like feet out, but his upper body is
Gotcha.
still on the
Yeah,
inside.
I'll go grab it. I'll start yanking.
Perfect. Awesome. You guys grab Garm and manage to drag him. As soon as you were
Can I-
beyond that like chalk line, you drop down to the floor.
Can I Eldritch Blast the tower?
Sure. Give me an attack roll.
Locks and Eldritch Blast.
$16.
Awesome. The Eldritch Blast strikes the tower, and it kind of like disappears into the stone. It doesn't like kind of like splash against it like Eldritch Blast normally does. You see this pinprick of green light on it then begin glowing as another Eldritch Blast fires out of the tower towards you.
What? Rude.
It is at least a
Level 1 warlock.
The
That's
tower is a warlock.
that's a 16 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
There you go. The animated shield, right?
I've got the animated shield, the steel thread dress,
Ah.
and the cloak of protection.
As the animated shield kind of like whirs to life from back behind you, it like races up, deflecting against the Eldritch Blast.
at least a 5th level warlock.
They gotta be out of spell slots.
They have to be out of spell slots. Attack!
Shall we, more seriously though, return to Athalas and maybe come back with a little bit more preparation ahead of time? Or maybe some extra people so that we can test the bounds of this magic?
Wait, did we free Garm? Is he free?
Yes, Garm is free.
Okay, cool.
I-
Yeah.
Laying on the ground. Why is it always me?
Great question.
I knew I
Why-
should have stayed home today.
So it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad. We fixed all those problems. I'll give it a shot too. It seems fine. Ah!
Maybe there's something on the inside I can get to that will turn whatever all that is off.
Possibly. I think it's better to return another day.
No,
though,
I
after.
agree. I'm just thinking.
Alright, fair enough.
I see that look in your eye, Asariel, and let me tell you, I'm thinking the same thing.
Tunnel.
No.
Tunnel.
Out of spell slots.
How to spell
Let's just-
slots right now.
We'll just put up a fence around this structure and we'll just leave it alone.
What if we build a wall
don't
around the tower?
And then we enchant our wall to deter anyone from coming near it.
What if there's a tiny tower inside the tower?
Now we're
There we
thinking
go.
with portals.
Alright, let's go back to Athalas.
Free me
Cool.
from this. Yeah, let's go back to Athalas.
You guys make it back to Athalas without too much trouble. Although you probably have to camp outside nearby the tower for that night since you arrived in the evening time. But
Can we
with another long rest, which removes all of No's exhaustion, you manage to...
Oh,
What? That's fine.
Nothing to do with my exhaustion levels and any sort of rolls that I've made.
That's all right.
It's only Did you make a ability check?
I don't think there are any
I'm-
ability checks.
I made a few insight checks.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's true.
Fair enough. You guys make it back to Othelas, where it appears that you could see another ship arriving on the
God
horizon.
damn it!
This one
What?
appears to be
Turn 'em
roughly the same size as the one that brought the original settlers to Othelas.
Ooh.
And as you can see, a bunch more of the townsfolk appear to have gathered on the harbor. It appears that this one is carrying a similar load of
Motherfucker,
another
this was
100
supposed to
or
be
so
our home
people.
away from home.
It appears that the settlement is growing yet again. So,
It's nice.
More people.
Maybe they can put in some frickin' work.
We got some downtime. We're gonna. Okay, so this is perfect as well because now we can start a new government, and it will even make sense because there's a whole new voting population. So it makes sense to oust some people there and install ourselves as in power.
And they won't
Excellent.
know how absentee we are as leaders.
Exactly. They'll think we've been here the entire time.
He won't be an absentee leader. He's
But
gonna
we all-
stay in town.
with that,
We'll also-
Weird dog man.
with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. We are going to go ahead and take some downtime according to next session. So, I will get together with you guys and we'll talk through what it is that you guys want to do on your downtime.
All right.
Make a solo mission to
I
the
love homework.
tower.
Cool. So, thank you everybody for watching. We will see you guys next time.
What a wacky one.
Good night.
What a wacky one.
We started and completed Operation Desert Storm and Desert Shield.
So true. Oh, I left the lights in your room. Have they always done that?
Thanks. No.
Okay, got it.
Keaton put up lights for stream.
Oh,
and also
fun.
all of our lights burned out in
Ah.
our ceiling.
Fun.
They're
Very
all
fun.
dead.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.
Come back.